Cardinals 35, Eagles 31. Did it? What?
That's your cue.
Yeah.
And this is your show.
On today's Pardon My Take, we are back in studio with all the boys. It is a Tuesday, Pardon My Take, so we're going to talk college football playoffs first. No boomers this week because we're starting with college football. Then we're going to talk about the entire weekend and all the NFL of Week 17. We are also going to do Who's Back. We've watched so much football in the last 15 days. I don't even know.
It's been a lot of football.
But we're here to talk about all of it. It's late, but we don't care. We're happy to be back, and we're brought to you by our friends at HelloFresh. Whether your resolution is to save money, eat better, or stress less, HelloFresh is here to help you do all three. Say hello to the most delicious year yet with fresh ingredients, chef-crafted recipes at a price you'll like, delivered right to your door. Each HelloFresh box is packed with farm-fresh ingredients, and everything arrives pre-portioned right to your doorstep for less hassle and less wasted food. Don't let recipe boredom strike because HelloFresh has more options than ever before. Dig into their biggest menu yet with over 45 dinner options to choose from weekly and even more market add-on items that suit any lifestyle. Make saving time your breeziest resolution with quick, convenient recipes delivered right to you. Just choose your meals and select your delivery date. HelloFresh handles the meal planning and shopping, so all you have to do is open your weekly box of pre-portioned ingredients and step-by-step recipes to get cooking. Now is the time to start eating healthier and maybe making more home-cooked meals because those are delicious. So you've resolved to actually sit down and eat dinner around the table, but what do you do about those nights when your schedule is packed? Turn to HelloFresh's lineup of quick and easy meals, including their 15-minute recipes designed to help minimize mealtime stress. I've had HelloFresh many, many times. It is delicious. They basically make it so that you can't fail. I'm not a chef, but when you get HelloFresh, they give you the directions, they give you the ingredients. It's easy to do, and you feel satisfied at the end because you're like, I made a home-cooked meal. I didn't order out for the millionth time in a row. I'm eating healthy. I'm using HelloFresh. So go to HelloFresh.com/takefree and use code TAKEFREE for free breakfast for life. Whoa. One breakfast item per box while subscription is active. That's free breakfast for life at HelloFresh.com/takefree with code TAKEFRee. That's incredible. So go right now to HelloFresh.com and use that code TAKEFRee. Okay, let's go.
Hey, football guy. Patino. AWS. Pardon my take. Yeah. Pardon my take. Yeah. Pardon my take. Yeah. Pardon my take. Yeah. Pardon my take.
Welcome to Pardon My Take. Today is Tuesday, January 2nd, and it is Michigan and Washington in the college football finals in the championship game next Monday night. We just watched two playoff games that were varying degrees of frustrating and incredible, all bundled into one. PFT. I don't even know what to say. I think they should go back and play it at the Rose Bowl.
I'm
Classic.
surprised you didn't start with this. It's going to be Washington and Michigan, the Big Ten,
Yes.
representing America
The Big
in
Ten.
the national championship.
Yes. Well, no, I really do think they should just replay the game at the Rose Bowl because Washington and Michigan is a classic Pac-12 Big Ten matchup for the last time it could happen.
Yeah, I do have one take, and this I might be a prisoner of the moment right here, but Michael Penix should be the first quarterback taken in the draft.
Yeah.
Michael Penix is so fucking good. And I have watched him all season, so I know the ups and downs of Michael Penix. He was so good tonight. I think this might be the best college football performance from a quarterback I've seen in a very long time. Like going back to Cam Newton.
He was dropping dimes everywhere. He was incredible. Let's start with the Michigan-Alabama game, and then we'll talk about more about Michael Penix and the Texas comeback that was the weirdest comeback and the clunkiest comeback of all time. But Michigan-Alabama, so that was our first game. It was a tough game to watch for a while there. And then it turned into the fourth quarter where it became thrilling. And the reason why I say tough is it looked like both teams were feeling each other out and playing very sloppy offensive football. We had, even the first play, J.J. McCarthy tried his best to throw an interception.
Yeah, should have been picked off.
Should have been picked off. You had miscues in special teams, and it felt like Alabama had the game in hand in that I think it was the start of the fourth quarter when they were up maybe 4, I think. Yeah, I think it was 17-13, and Jalen Milroe fumbled the ball. And even though Michigan didn't get any points off that, it felt like that was the moment Alabama was going to take control and step on their throat. And Michigan, it was like a reversal because it was at first Alabama was hanging around. They got dominated in the first half. And then it was Michigan hanging around, just keeping it close enough, and they end up the winner in overtime.
I thought Milroe stunk today.
Yeah.
Milroe looked a lot like old Milroe and not new Milroe. And it was frustrating if you're an Alabama fan. He couldn't even connect on like a 5-6 yard pass. Everything looked a little bit out of sorts. Michigan was able to lean on him a little bit. Blake Corum's really good.
It was a lean off because Alabama felt like they were leaning on Michigan for a while.
Yeah, the big boys up front did their job on both sides. So from that perspective, you could look at that first half and say, oh, that's just great hard-nosed football. If you take out the skill position players.
Yeah.
If we're just talking, it was great line play in the first half.
Blocking and tackling was great.
Was pretty good overall. And then, Milroe he couldn't figure it out. He wasn't able to use his legs as much as he usually likes to. He also has like negative pocket awareness.
Yeah.
So when Michigan was blitzing, they were doing a pretty good job of waiting until the ball was snapped to show who was going to blitz. And then Milroe would just be looking in the opposite direction, not see the blitz coming, getting sacked for infinity yards. It happened to McCarthy too.
Yeah. J.J. McCarthy did not look good either.
He had bad pocket awareness today. But yeah, we had a great handshake afterwards between Nick Saban and Harbaugh. Who do you think is the alpha in that handshake? I feel like it's Harbaugh's never lost a handshake.
Yeah, today it was Jim Harbaugh because Michigan outlasted them, and it was for a while there. It felt like it was going to just be the glaring example of special teams mattering and special teams being a third of the game because people say it all the time. But I think we all are like, come on, is it really a third of the game? But Alabama almost won this game with just special teams because it was their kicker kicking 2 50-yarders and their punter, I think he averaged 50. He had a long of 62, and he had 5 of them inside the 20. And it was like that was, for a while, that was the game. It was field position and Alabama just doing a better job with special teams and Michigan fumbling.
Yeah, and a turnover on punts. And I love whenever they show that punter, they're just like 6'2", 240 Australian.
Yeah.
You got to say that when he's stepping up there. But he was like the best player on the field for Alabama for most of the game.
Yeah, and Michigan had a fumbled punt, and then they had their punt returner try to catch a punt from the 1 yard line with like 30 seconds left. If I'm Jim Harbaugh going into next week, I think that's the one thing you might consider is maybe firing the special teams coordinator. I'm going to look him up and see who it is. Let me see. Okay.
I just wonder where Connor Stallions was during this game.
All right, so
he's probably sweating somewhere.
Michigan's special teams coordinator, I don't know how you pronounce his last name, Jay Harbaugh? Jay Harbaugh.
Okay.
Michigan special teams coordinator. Fired. Yeah, maybe that might be tough.
So,
think there's any relation?
He's probably going to fire him. Moving on to next week.
A very difficult conversation after the debacle they had on special teams.
I don't know if you can blame so much of it on the special teams coordinator as you can just blame it on the players.
Well, you could just be like, hey, can you remind the punt returner to not try to catch a punt at the 1 yard line?
Yeah, can you remind your players to do a better job blocking long field goals?
Well, they also missed a kick and they botched a snap on that extra point that ended up giving it the overtime.
So least valuable player goes to Alabama's center, who couldn't figure it out. And then I don't know what to make of this, but he had, I think, 2 consecutive snaps where he just bounced it back to the quarterback, and then he started like throwing his hands up and trying to blame it on someone else. That's the one position. It kind of sucks if you're a center. You can never blame your miscues on somebody. If you have a bad snap, it's because you fucked up.
Yeah,
there's really no way out of that one.
And it was all game. It felt like all game we were watching low snaps, and it was. It was an ugly game for the first 3 quarters, and it turned into be a classic because anytime you get a college football playoff overtime game at the Rose Bowl, it's hard not to be romantic about football.
The one thing I would change, I would like the overtime game to be the second game. because the overtime game.
And then it would have been like 2 a.m.
But did they delay the start of the second game?
They might have
kickoff?
by a few minutes.
That's what I'm saying. If you're going to push it back, at least have us end on the overtime game.
Yeah, that's true.
Because you don't think about it so much. Because in the second game, I just kept looking at the clock, being like, "I'm old. This is too late."
I don't know why they did the. Why couldn't these games have been 2 o'clock and 6 o'clock? Also, too many commercials.
Yeah.
This is our old section of the show.
Yeah.
Although I tweeted too many commercials, everyone's like, no, that's not an old tweet. That's just there's way too many commercials.
Well, a big deal is the sunset at the Rose Bowl, right?
Yeah.
So if you push it earlier, you might not get
True.
that.
The sunset was magnificent.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a beautiful sunset.
My star of the game was the sun.
Yeah, the sun was actually wreaking havoc in the first half.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that caused one of the fumbles.
Yeah, Hank, you cosplayed as a Michigan fan today.
I did. It was a great day to be a Michigan Wolverine.
Yeah, the Big Ten back.
I'm excited for next week.
Are you going to be a Michigan fan next week?
Yeah, gonna keep it rolling. It was the first time I pledged my allegiance to a school and actually won. So it was nice. It was nice to win one.
The Tom Brady connection.
Yep,
that's pretty nice.
Dave Portnoy,
Taylor Lewan.
Suck up. You're doing a little suck up thing.
What did I do when we went to Wisconsin?
I'm just saying, you're doing a little suck up thing then.
What does a Wolverine look like?
He's got like claws that come out of his hands.
Oh, adamantium, yeah.
He can't die.
Mm-hmm.
Really good at recovery on injuries.
Logan
can't go through airport security.
Yep.
He's the leader of the X-Men.
Yeah, I think you nailed it.
Thank you.
Good for Jim Harbaugh though.
Yeah,
America's team.
Everyone's.
I'm happy for Jim Harbaugh. I love Jim Harbaugh. I'll always love Jim Harbaugh, even if he goes coaches the Chargers or something. I don't know. He just. I said it before the game. If they just suddenly right before kickoff were like, "Hey, we have a new rule. Head coaches can take snaps in this game." How many snaps do you think Jim Harbaugh would have taken?
He would put himself on the kickoff team. Just run down there.
He looked so jacked up.
He was amped up. And I also love the quotes that he was given before, like in the media day, where they were talking to him about, how he builds his team, his philosophy, and he goes, I think we model ourselves after Jesus. Jesus would have been 5-star recruit, no doubt in my mind. Jim, Jesus was literally a 1-star recruit. That's kind of the entire point of the story. There was a giant star that appeared out of nowhere.
No, yeah, the 5-star is like after the fact.
Yeah.
When you try to upgrade it and be like, look, our recruiting was so good, we had him at a 5-star.
No, they developed him.
Yeah, right. I'm saying like the other sites, they'll have like rivals.
Yeah.
And then there'll be competing sites. There'll be a competing site that would be like, no, we actually had him 5-star. We look at us.
Yeah.
Like subscribe to our service. We can pick these guys out.
Jesus was a 1-star, maybe a walk-on, and then they just did a great job developing the talent.
Right.
He had a red shirt year. By the end of it, was really able to move the rock. Mm-hmm. He's a good player.
My only other note as a Michigan fan at a Michigan bar was when Orgy, the backup quarterback, came in. The whole bar just Orgy. Like it was a whole chant. I was like, what is going on? He ran one play.
Yeah, they bring him in for trick plays.
But the people,
it worked.
The people loved Orgy.
State. Yeah,
he should get to wear a pineapple on his shirt.
Also, shout out JJ McCarthy Googling how to beat depression.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty solid advice.
It was a funny moment though because they showed his pregame and he was
it's relatable.
He was doing like meditation under the goalpost. And our entire gambling cave was like, what a loser. It's like we're just a bunch of dudes just sitting around gambling way too much money on these games, eating way too much food. And we're like, this fucking dude who's an incredible athlete playing in the Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
He thinks he's got it all figured out.
If you Google how to beat depression, check out BetterHelp.
Yeah, that's a fact. Michigan marches on. And then we had Washington, Texas. What do you say?
Guess the line.
I think it's going to be like 4.
I think Michigan minus 5.5.
I'd guess around 4. Let's see. Let's pull it up. It's going to be a lot of Michigan fans. I feel like that was going to be. What do you got? You got it? No.
No, not yet.
Mic on. We don't have
it's a
it.
race.
We'll find it. I would guess Michigan around 4. So now we have Washington, who that was a weird game because it felt like Washington could have won by 1 million if they wanted to.
Penix was just the best player on the field by far.
Dropping just balls into a bucket, just dimes everywhere. They kept on trying to run, which they couldn't do. That's the one thing Texas can just shut you down.
Yeah.
And then we get there was 2 moments. One was when I think it was 8 minutes left. Washington was up, what was it, 10? No, they were up line. Someone's got it for me. Were they up 10? No.
Line's 4.5, by the way.
Oh, line is 4.5. Okay, so that's what was Washington up before Texas scored their touchdown.
Well, they were up
13.
It was 34-21.
They were up
13, right?
13. Yeah.
Sark didn't go for 2.
Didn't go for 2, but they were up 13, and they did like back-to-back trick plays with like 8 minutes left. And we're like, this is kind of weird. And they punted, and then Texas scored. And yeah, Sark should have gone for 2. I don't know how no one says anything because the situation is they're down 13. He kicks the extra point to go down 6. Why not go for 2? Best case scenario, you're down 5. A field goal doesn't kill you. Worst case scenario, you miss it and you're down 7. Like that's a no-brainer go for 2 situation that he just missed.
Yeah, every coach has a chart that says what you do in that situation. He just didn't look at the chart.
He just didn't look at the chart because then Washington, quote unquote, killed them with a field goal to go back up 9. We thought it was over. And then Texas went and got a field goal. And then the weirdest thing ever at the end of the game.
That was so strange. I felt bad for Washington fans that were watching that. Just the idea of them losing that game because their running back got hurt on a fluke play. And then the clock stops, so they get a bonus timeout. And instead of getting the ball back with 20 seconds left or 19 seconds left, Texas got the ball back with, 50,
yeah.
50 seconds left. And then credit to Ewers. He threw a great ball. But Quinn Ewers did not play good today.
No.
I started, like, as a joke, we were saying the gambling cave, put in Arch Manning.
Yeah.
By the end of it, I was like, put in Arch Manning.
Yeah.
Like, let's see what the kid can do, because Ewers did not play his best game. He did have that one nice long bomb, and then the very last play of the game, credit to defensive back. That was a great play that he made.
It was a great play, and it was Texas. It was just a weird, clunky game for Texas offense where it felt like they never really got a rhythm, and everything looked so easy for Washington. And like even when they got a little bit of rhythm, they'd have a fumble or a big sack, and it was just Texas. I feel like Texas is going to walk away being like, that was a game we could have won if they just never felt comfortable.
It's crazy. They could have won it, but they definitely also got outplayed.
Yeah, no, I'm saying they could have won at the end. Washington was the better team.
A better team.
Don't get me wrong, but Texas. It felt like Texas had more the mistakes that you can look at and be like, man, I regret that. Because Washington's defense was phenomenal. That was the big bugaboo all year, Washington's defense. They were all up in the backfield. Like, they were all over Quinn Ewers all game. Washington's defense has completely transformed and played great football last month.
There was something weird with the timing, too, between Ewers and his wide receivers. He probably had 6 or 7 passes that he threw before his receivers were even turning around to look at the ball.
Yeah, they just looked off, never had a rhythm.
You know what? My star of this game goes to the ESPN producers that put a live camera on Bourbon Street, and then there was a booby that slipped out.
Yep.
Great job, guys. If you're going to put a live camera anywhere in America, let's just go to Bourbon Street. Nothing bad's going to happen there. Also, there was like a kid in a stroller. I don't know if it was a lady's kid. Credit to her if she was flashing with one hand and pushing the stroller with the other, but there was a baby like right underneath her. Probably saw that, was like, that's dinner.
Yeah.
That's dinner, baby.
Right there. We also had the great story about Ryan Grubb, the offensive coordinator for Washington, who quit football and was living in his sister's laundry room.
Pouring cement, living in his sister's laundry room. That guy's cheap. If you're pouring cement, you have enough money to have your own apartment. This guy was just trying to save money, I'm sure. But also, I can't think of a worse place to live. I've never been in a spacious laundry room before.
Yeah.
Like, they always have the folding door, usually has the slats on it. He was just sleeping on a dryer.
Yeah. So, but football guy. And he called a great game. I mean, I honestly think if Washington had just been like, we're not going to run at all this game, they probably could have put up 60.
Probably.
Every pass worked.
Except at the end of the game, they don't know. DeBoer doesn't know how to run out of clock.
Yeah.
He could not do that to save his life. This was the most obvious. Run the clock down, run the ball, take the play clock down every single play, and he just refused to do it. So it was kind of weird that Texas got back in at the very end, but the reason they had that opportunity to begin with was because DeBoer doesn't understand how time works.
Yeah, and Washington's, I mean, they've been doubted all year, 14-0. We got an undefeated versus undefeated. It's going to be awesome. I also have to live with the regret of cashing out of my Washington future, which I've said it before. I'm a gambler. I lose bets, win bets, make mistakes. On to the next one.
Yeah.
You can't get hung up on it. I did it because I thought Oregon was better. I was wrong. I fucked up.
But it's going to be good.
For.
It's going to be a good championship. I'm excited
Great
about
championship.
This one. 2 teams we haven't seen in there in a very long time.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting. I feel like I'm leaning Michigan, but I've also been I've been disrespecting me personally. If you're looking for somebody in the media that's been disrespecting Washington, hand up. and I feel bad about disrespecting them.
Yeah, I feel like everyone's going to be leaning Michigan, and that's exactly where Washington wants to be.
Yeah.
Because that's every single game they've played.
They were underdogs against Oregon, who they
had beat.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just every single game. And so I might just have to bet on Washington a shitload of money. Just, no. Oh, yeah, I forgot you're Go Blue. You're a Michigan fan. What was that?
That was Wolverine Claw.
There you
go.
Really work.
Wolf up.
Wolf up.
You'll still the CGI.
Yeah. All right, Memes. Take care of that.
It's going to be – it's a great matchup, too, because it's like Michigan's defense is the best unit on the field. Well, Michigan's defense is obviously is better than – I shouldn't say way better. Better than Washington's defense. But Michael Penix is so much better than J.J. McCarthy.
Am I crazy to think that he's going to be a first-round pick?
Yeah. Well, no. He could be a first-round pick.
Because
the problems with Michael Penix, and I don't want to be nitpicky, but he's 24.
Yeah.
So, like, there is always are you good at college football because you're now been playing it for so long, Bo Nix kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And his injury history. And he's a lefty, which some people can't get over.
Right.
I think it's absolutely worth, like, I think he could absolutely be a good pro.
But he's 24 because of the injury history.
Right, but you know what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
When you're 24 and you're playing against, like, 18 and 19-year-olds, are you good because you've been playing college football for this?
There's also the school of thought of, like, if you're 24, this is as good as you're going to get. He's pretty fucking good.
No, he's really good.
Just strictly from a passing performance tonight, like, I haven't seen a quarterback in college football deliver strikes like that consistently over the course of a full game in a very long time.
Yeah.
I'm wrapped up in it right now, but I don't know. That didn't seem fluky to me.
No,
he's legit.
I think he will be a good starting quarterback in the NFL. I don't know if a team will take a first-round pick with him, but maybe we could pull up a mock draft. I don't know where he's mocked. Those are always exactly correct.
Oh, I've been looking on Tankathon.
Oh, where they got him?
Weekend.
40. See, they have J.J. McCarthy 42 and Michael Penix 43. That just feels like it's age and injury because Michael Penix has played so much better than J.J. McCarthy. J.J. McCarthy's played well. They haven't gone to the Vikings. That actually makes sense.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Same colors.
So with lefty quarterbacks, when they're in college, I love lefty quarterbacks. When they're in the NFL, that person's a witch.
Yeah.
That looks like witchcraft.
It's hard for your brain to understand.
But isn't it also harder for defenses to intercept a lefty quarterback?
Well, it's harder for your wide receiver
I know
to catch it.
That's not, but they don't think about the fact that it's hard for a safety to catch.
True. The spin of the ball.
Yeah. I'm looking at Tankathon right now. It's a beautiful site.
Yeah, there's some good. I mean,
Bears first, Commanders second, Patriots third.
Yeah, the draft runs through us.
Mm-hmm.
Draft runs through us. You want? I tweeted today. If you want to talk draft, come to this podcast. Everything goes through us. We decide the draft.
We own the draft.
We own the draft.
We are the draft.
We are Mr. Drafts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, should we talk some NFL?
Let's do it. Okay,
before we do that, PFT, you got a couple ads, and then we'll get into all of the Week 17 madness.
Yeah, before we get to the games, I want to talk to you about the Farmer's Dog. I personally feed Blake the Farmer's Dog twice a day. It's his favorite. Stella eats the Farmer's Dog too. All the dogs from Pardon My Take, they chow down on the Farmer's Dog. It's smart, healthy pet food that you can feel good about feeding your pup. That's why it's time to quit the kibble, kick the cans, start fresh. When I open up that pack of Farmer's Dog for Blake in the morning, doesn't matter if it's the turkey recipe, the beef, the chicken, he sits there, he drools, he can't wait for it. It's his favorite thing in the world. They make and deliver fresh, healthy dog food right to your door. It's developed by vets, nutritionally balanced, and made from real meat and veggies to the safety standards of human food. They also portion it out for you so you don't have to guess how much they need. They know your dog's age, they know its nutritional needs, and they send it to you in pre-portioned packets. All you have to do, get it off your doorstep, put it in your freezer, defrost it, cut it open, and boom, you got breakfast, lunch, dinner, fourth meal, whatever they want. It's the best option for dogs at all life stages because it's not kibble, it's not canned goo, it's just real healthy food. Traditional dry and wet dog food options are very processed. They can use much lower quality ingredients than they claim to, and they're extremely difficult to portion accurately. It doesn't matter if your dog is young or old, it's always the right time to begin investing in their health. That means more happy, healthy, and full years together. Get 50% off your first box of fresh, healthy food at thefarmersdog.com/PMT. Plus, you get free shipping. Just go to thefarmersdog.com/PMT. Get 50% off. That's thefarmersdog.com/PMT. Part of My Take is sponsored by BetterHelp. Around New Year's, we get obsessed with how to change ourselves instead of just expanding on what we're already doing right. Maybe you finally organized one part of your space and you want to tackle another, Or maybe you're taking your supplements every morning and now you want to actually eat breakfast too. Therapy helps you find your strengths so you can ditch the extreme resolutions and make changes that really, really stick. I've personally benefited from therapy in the past. It's helped me through times of loss. I think a lot of people out there could benefit from it as well. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online. It's designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire. You get matched with a licensed therapist. Switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. Celebrate the progress that you've already made. Visit BetterHelp.com/PMT today. That's BetterHelp.com/PMT to get 10% off your first month.
Okay, let's talk some NFL. Week 17, PFT. I feel like Week 17 was, even though it was less than 24 hours ago as we're taping this, it feels like it was a million years ago because we've got so much other football going on, traveling, everything.
Every time a new sport happens, it pushes something I remember about an old sport out of my brain.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
this is like a little time capsule for myself. And we talked about this weekend of NFL before we did it. For me, it was Red Zone Sunday. Did you do Red Zone Sunday?
I didn't. I actually was able to get – so we were in Arizona. Max and Jake are going to be joining us in a minute, so they're not going to be here for the first few games that we do. Don't worry. We will not do the Eagles recap without Max. So if you don't hear him, that's why. I didn't. So we were still in Arizona. PFT and I flew back this morning. I was able to set up. It was like I felt like a real degenerate because I basically took my kids to the park all morning, went to Party City, I feel like I got robbed because they just walked in. It was like my two kids, and then I had my niece and my nephew, and they walked in, grabbed so much stuff. I was like, let's get out of here. It was like $200 worth of shit and not one actual like item that was worth anything.
Yeah.
You know,
stuff.
like beads and like the fucking noisemakers. So anyway, so I get back at 11 o'clock for the kickoff Mountain Time, and I went into my bedroom. I had the TV on. I had my laptop open. I had 6 different little tiny things on YouTube TV and then an iPad as well. So I was able to see all the games.
But just on tiny little screens.
But the smallest screens ever.
Yeah, you had no idea. You probably couldn't even see Kyler Murray.
Yeah, no.
Just like there's a ghost running through the Philadelphia secondary.
Yeah, but so you went red zone.
I went red zone. I went over to my old college professor's house, Professor Majors. He was my comedy writing professor at JMU. He lives in Arizona. Went over to his house, hung out with him, watched Red Zone with him and his wife. I had to make a call. It's like, okay, we were supposed to go out for a hike, but then I remembered, oh yeah, it's
Games.
Sunday. It's NFL Sunday. He was very understanding, so we were like, okay, let's just watch Red Zone. But as a compromise, I'm not going to be on my phone tweeting the entire time.
Okay.
I will be present
in the red
with you
zone
while I'm staring at the Red Zone screen. Yeah.
Right. That's good.
But doing Red Zone, it's nice, man. It's football crack.
Well, it was actually because it was 10 games. So I was actually on red zone for about 10 minutes because I was still like out with the kids. So I was like, oh fuck, it's 11 o'clock. Like games are starting Mountain Time. Scott Hansen, you could tell he's like, we got 10 games, so much action. There's a few games that you could just not pay attention to.
Yeah.
There was a few games that you just could be like, that game is over.
There's actually
a terrible game.
3 games on here that they didn't really show on Red Zone.
Which was good.
And all the highlights from those games came from things that happened off the field.
Right. So, but we will start and we will go through all these games. We'll start with Saturday night, which actually PFT and we finished the Arizona Bowl and we drove back from Tucson to Scottsdale. And I brought my kid's iPad, so we watched the game in the car together, driving back, which was great because we were basically doing a podcast. We were making fun of Jerry Jones. Like, we were doing a live podcast, just the two of us in the car.
Mike McCarthy, it'll never be released. If you're wondering, were the tweets that Big Cat was sending during that game, were those written and posted while he was driving and watching the game? The answer is yes. Yes, they were.
Well, PFT was holding the iPad.
I was holding the iPad, which is just as dangerous as driving.
Well, listen, the Arizona highways are great. You can go 85. There's no one on the road. It was great. But yeah, we were making fun of the ring. We watched the ring ceremony. What is it?
The Ring of Honor. I like Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson
great.
Is a cool guy. It's sad that he has to represent the Cowboys. They shouldn't get anybody that cool and likable, but it was such a good moment when he went out there and he made me like the Cowboys for about 15 minutes.
And he had that line where he was just like, and the Cowboy fans, like, we gave you something to be proud of. And like, it was just, he basically was like, we gave you 30 years of unearned arrogance after what we did in the 90s.
Yeah.
Because that's the last time we were really good. But we watched the game, controversial game. We should just jump right into it. Dan Campbell at the end of the game 2-point conversion. The Lions go down the field. It was actually a really well-played game. Like, both defenses showed up. Like, I thought the Lions' defense was very impressive, and the Cowboys' defense was pretty good as well. But anyway, the 2-point conversion with Taylor Decker, the play that works, and then they call the ineligible. They call Taylor Decker ineligible because 70 reported and not 68. And essentially everything I've read from this is the refs just got confused by Dan Campbell's own trickeration that he tried to explain to them before the game.
So he talked to the refs. He said he explained it to a T before they went out there. You can see Decker goes up to the ref. He says something to him. The ref nods. Then number 70 comes on.
Right.
And number 70 runs at the ref too. And the ref kind of looks at him and runs away. And then the ref immediately says over the loudspeaker, number 70 has reported as eligible before they snap the ball. So the ref was confused by everything, even though Dan Campbell did explain it. But if you look at the formation, Taylor Decker was eligible. He was the eligible guy at the end. So it was a great play, ballsy call. It worked. And then the crazy part, which I actually like.
Yes.
They backed it up.
Yes.
They backed it up because of the ineligible receiver. And Dan Campbell said, fuck it, I'm going to go for 2 again. Crazy thing for him to do. From the 7. It's insane. There's no way that it makes sense except for the fact that he's letting his players know, like, we're in fuck it mode.
Well, so I was thinking about it more because obviously the reaction from everyone watching the game, the media, everyone's like, you don't do that. You kick the extra point. You go to overtime. And I was thinking about it more. I think Dan Campbell, it's crazy to all of us. I don't think it's crazy at all to his players.
No.
Because I think he tells his players before the game, here's the plan. If we're ever in this situation, we're going for 2. We're trying to win this game. This is how I'm coaching. So, like, all those guys are gung-ho, ready to go. Yeah. Like, it's not a surprise to them when he says, get back out there, go for 2 again. So I think it's weird for us. But for them, they're like, no, this is how our coach coaches. And my whole thing is, because people kept on bringing up, like, well, you didn't like it when Brandon Staley did it. Brandon Staley stopped being consistent. Brandon Staley was awesome his first year because he was aggressive. And then he started doing like a wishy-washy. When Dan Campbell's aggressive and consistently aggressive, I'm all for it because you know the type of coach he's going to coach. It's when guys go like back and forth, and they're like, maybe I won't be aggressive. He went for the fake punt. He went for it on 4th down at goal line in the first half. He goes for 2 twice because they actually ended up going for it. It was offsides.
It was offsides. Then it was
like the 3-yard line.
Yeah, I think it was half the distance.
A play that almost worked as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're on the same page. Like, as crazy as it seems, I think Dan Campbell in that locker room, they know that this is how they're getting coached. They know they're going to be aggressive. Like, go for it.
Yeah, I don't mind it at all. It's telling your players, like, we're in fuck it mode. This is what we do. You can like live with the fact that you got fucked by the refs and you still tried to win the game and you couldn't do it. You can live with that if you're a Detroit Lions player.
Yeah.
You're happy. You're not happy with the way it turned out, but you're happy with the way that you competed until the very end of it. And, yeah, Dan Campbell, you know that he's going to call that fake punt in the first half. He doesn't care if it's on his own 23-yard line or wherever. He's got that ready to go. It's probably going to work. If I'm a Lions player, I'm not looking back on this game and saying, I wish we could have done certain things differently. It's like you have the valid excuse that they got fucked.
Right. And so the actual play, I'm a little – maybe don't make a play that's so confusing that the ref could fuck it up. Now, I'm not taking the ref is a fucking asshole.
It sounds like victim blaming.
No, the ref is an asshole. The ref deserves 95% of the blame. But there is like 5% of me that's like just – like, if it's that confusing that you have to explain to them and then they still got confused.
So the refs are part-time employees. That's what we always forget, right? They're part-time. This is not their full-time job. It's like going to Wendy's and asking for very specific instructions on your cheeseburger and be like, let me get 1 tomato.
Yeah.
I want a tomato slice on there. And then the person that's making $7.25 an hour comes back, there's 3 tomatoes. And you're like, what the fuck? Like, stuff is liable to get messed up when you're dealing with NFL refs, who this year I feel like they've been worse than ever.
And it's a very human thing. Again, the ref is a fucking asshole. I'm happy that he is not going to be reffing in the playoffs. He probably shouldn't ref anymore because this was such an egregious mistake. But the way that it looked, like Taylor Decker reported, and then number 70 comes up and talks to him. Like, as a human being, the last person who ever talks to me, I'm going to be like, yeah, that was the one who reported.
But I don't think he said anything. I don't think
Right,
70 talked to him.
Coming up.
He just ran towards the ref. And then Sewell was also in that meeting too. because
it's confusing.
He usually reports as eligible. He's caught a few balls.
Right.
So he's usually the guy they throw it to. So they're trying to confuse the other team by having all these people go up to the refs. The refs screwed it up big time.
But do you know what I mean?
Then,
If you have to explain how confusing it is before the game and then it's still confusing, again, the ref is an asshole, but maybe make a play that's a tiny bit less confusing.
At what point do the refs become complicit in like part of the play too? If they know the tricky part of the play that's going on, now are you expecting the referee to like act like number 70 is reporting and like look at number 70?
Right.
Dan Campbell told you, hey, this guy's going to pretend that he's reporting.
It's fake reporting.
So look at him, maybe even like brush your tummy off, and then just know that Decker's actually the guy that's going to catch the pass. Like at some point the refs become part of that. But you could tell after the game was over, I think it was about 30, 40 minutes after the final whistle, the hit got called in to Schefter.
Oh, yeah. Schefter's been doing it.
They called in a hit because out of nowhere, Schefter just starts tweeting the greatest hits of this officiating crew. The previous mistakes they've made this season. I think they were the refs at the end of that Kansas City-Green Bay game on the egregious pass interference call that they missed. And then there were multiple other calls that happened earlier in this game that Schefter started tweeting out like the All-22 before the All-22 even hit.
The Cowboys got
But wait,
fucked.
Then he did the reverse hit.
Yeah.
I think the NFL then came and got involved.
No, but I think it was hit, but they were all hits on the same crew.
No, but then he reverse hit it because he was like the leg tripping penalty was actually supposed to be on the Lions, so the Cowboys would have won anyway.
Right, but it was a hit. It was a hit still on the same officiating.
Right, but it was more like a.
It was like overkill.
But that was a hit.
You shouldn't be mad at the Lions.
Yeah, that was a hit that was basically like Schefter saying that the refs didn't affect the outcome of the game. Well, they did, but they already had fucked over the Cowboys, so the Cowboys were the rightful winner.
It's butterfly effect, but at the
that's what he was. That leg tripping tweet was literally him tweeting. I think I think Goodell probably called him personally and was like, "Hey, we can't have people like Mike Florio taking us to the Supreme Court saying that this whole game should be overturned. Say that the trip happened so that we can be like the Cowboys would have won anyway."
Mike Flores is actually on the side of the refs. He's kind of saying that the trick play was too deceptive.
Okay, so then I'm disavowing my own opinion of the 5%.
Okay, there you go. But at any rate, the hit was called in for Schefter to take this crew out.
He did it all.
And make sure that this crew does not work another down, especially like in the postseason. We don't want to see this crew out there. But it was crazy. I actually agree with you. Both teams played pretty well for the most part.
Yeah.
There was the CeeDee Lamb like 92-yard touchdown pass, which was incredible. And then
Dak
later, CeeDee Lamb fumbles through the end zone, gets called for a touchback. Everybody out there tweets the same thing. This is the worst rule in sports. Fuck you. It's not. It's actually a great rule.
I hate the rule.
It's a good rule.
I hate the rule.
I'll explain to you why. Hank,
I agree, yeah.
It's a good rule.
Well, I hate the rule
It would
because
be a
I bet the
disaster
over.
if it wasn't a rule.
Well, no, I as an over
Right.
better, I hate the rule.
That's fine. Yeah, if you
I'm
bet
being
overs,
biased.
then that's sad.
Yes.
But it's a great rule.
It's tragic.
People say like, "Oh, how come if you fumble the ball and it goes out of bounds, your team still gets the ball, but if you fumble it through the end zone, then it becomes a turnover?" Well, it's because the end zone exists as a special place in football. There's different rules in the end zone. A player can reach a ball over the line, and if it crosses the line and then they fumble, guess what? It's a touchdown. It's a special zone, okay? So the rules of the regular field don't apply to the end zone. Every rule change that's been put in the last 30 years has been trying to help the offense. There's nothing that helps the defense at all. This is one that encourages guys to play down to the 1-inch line, and it actually is a rule that helps the defense a little bit. Also, on kickoffs, what happens when the ball is not possessed by anybody and it rolls through the back of the end zone? That's a touchdown. If the ball is not possessed, or a touchback. If the ball is not possessed by anybody and it goes through the end zone, that's a touchback, not just on fumbles, on kickoffs, on punts, on the whole thing. I like the rule, and there's been some awesome plays that have happened in NFL history like that. You remember Ben Watson when he corner flagged Champ Bailey? Remember that play? That was a sick play. Calvin Johnson against the Seahawks, I think. There's been some great plays. I like the rule. The people that are complaining about it are the same people that are saying, wait a second, how come we make every single rule change to favor quarterbacks and wide receivers? Let the defense have something.
Counterpoint, it's the most tragic play in sports if you have the over.
Yeah, that's fair.
Also, I can't take you seriously with that pen. What is that pen?
This has been on the desk for a long time.
What? You were getting on your soapbox?
It's Evan's pen.
You were just shaking a fucking...
I'm like...
What is that, a troll doll pen?
No, it's some company. I don't know. I think it's Pug's pen.
It was a good speech.
It's Pug's pen.
I agree with you. I'm being completely biased when I say that obviously it's whenever it happens, I'm sad because it's the worst play for an over because you're so close to 6 points, and then you just reverse it.
And
I agree. You can't, like, there has to be something. You can't just be willy-nilly throwing the ball, like, to the end zone.
Yeah. It's an agent of chaos, too, which I like that little bit of uncertainty when you get down to the goal line.
It's just so tragic. We also need to.
This is my serious pen. I'm gonna use this for rants from now on. Like that's how you know I'm not fucking around.
The other big story from this game, which we have to talk about, because Dan Campbell basically saved Mike McCarthy from looking like the biggest dummy ever, which he is a big dummy. Shout out Mike McCarthy for finally going with just a straight hoodie on the sideline. That's a fat guy move. I respect that. Mike McCarthy and his late game clock management when we do our, what do we call it?
Back of the head.
Back of the head. When we do our back of the head for every team, it's Mike McCarthy in the late game clock management, because that pass play where he gave the Lions 40 extra seconds.
Yeah.
To drive down the field. And then he went into prevent defense.
Well, it was a mix-up, Big Cat.
And on top of that, the one thing that completely gets lost, so there's, I think, 26 seconds left when the Lions score a touchdown, and they're going for 2. Mike McCarthy, you have probably the best kicker in football right now. The guy, they were talking on the broadcast how he has a 70-foot range or 70-yard range, right? Mike McCarthy used a timeout before the 2-point conversion.
Yeah.
Like, if they get the 2-point conversion, you have 2 timeouts, you can easily get into 70-yard range with a couple pass plays and a timeout with 26 seconds left. He is so fucking stupid, so fat. He will be the downfall for the Dallas Cowboys.
So, Big Cat, it was just a mix-up, according to Jerry Jones. So, after the game, Jerry Jones said the Cowboys hated to give the Lions those 40 seconds and that he thinks it might have been a mix-up. So, that's explained away. It was a classic
mix-up.
It was a Mike mix-up.
It's a mix-up.
And these things happen with Mike McCarthy. He does get mixed up. It was bad. It was really, but the play calling was just atrocious at the end. It's like he's never been in a close game. Every time he's in a close game.
And the best part is he spent the entire game running on first down when they couldn't run the ball.
Yeah.
Like Tony Pollard, I think he broke one for like 11 or 12 yards. Other than that, if you took the long run that Tony Pollard had out, I think he averaged like 1.6 yards per carry. So he spent the whole game trying to run, and then the moment he was supposed to run, he's like, nah, fuck it, let's pass.
Yeah. And on that, he did try to give the ball to Tony Pollard, but that was the tripping call that got missed.
Yeah, but remember this happened against the Seahawks too?
Yeah.
He did the same exact thing.
Yeah, he's a dummy. After that game, he got saved big time.
Yeah.
Big time by the fact they won that game.
And Dan Campbell got all the refs. All the stories about Dan Campbell going for 2 again on the 7-yard line and the refs fucking up. Mike McCarthy just snuck right under the microscope and was like, I'm not here.
Those are 2 Cowboys wins, but I'm counting them as 2 Mike McCarthy losses.
Yes, because it's going to happen. His brain just stops.
Yeah.
It stops. He cannot. Maybe the games need to be shorter for Mike McCarthy. Maybe he shouldn't coach the first quarter. Maybe he runs out of gas. He just gets tired because, look, like when we did the Arizona Bowl, when we were up in the booth, we had to stand the whole time. I was fucking gassed by the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Like standing, if you're overweight, might as well be running a marathon.
Who are they going to put in like the late fourth quarter? Dan Quinn. He's never given up a big lead in the fourth quarter.
That's what I'm saying. You need to just maybe Mike McCarthy starts the game in a chair.
Just let Dak do it.
Why can't he sit in a chair? Why can't football coaches sit in chairs? Basketball coaches do.
You can sit in a bed.
Yeah, why not? But yeah, Dak has been playing well. CeeDee Lamb broke the record for yards and receptions for the Cowboys, which is insanely impressive given their history at the wide receiver position. Mm-hmm. And he did it in a regular 16 games.
I like that. Yeah, we're going to get some records next week that are going to have asterisks next to him, but that's legit.
Yeah, so and he went 13 for 227 and a touchdown. But I walked away from this game being like, the Lions defense played a lot better than I expected against a Cowboys offense that did look like it was rolling. And yeah, I go back to it, but the NFL playoffs are so wide open.
Yep.
And I know this was devastating for the Lions because they were still in line to possibly sneak into the number 1 seed. If they had won this game, they would have been the 2 seed, which would have meant 2 playoff games at home. If they had won the first round, that sucks.
I've also seen a little bit of discourse regarding the hip drop tackle with Aiden Hutchinson.
Oh, okay.
So he had, what do you have, 3 sacks?
Yeah, he was all over the place.
And so they were saying that 2 of the sacks would be considered hip drop tackles. You can't hit the quarterback below the knee. You can't hit him above the shoulders. He hit him around the waist.
Get your pen.
He hit him
up on defense. He hit him up for defense.
Which camera, that one? Aiden Hutchinson hit Dak Prescott in the midsection, the only place where you're allowed to hit a quarterback, and then his body takes him to the ground because that's how the fucking laws of gravity work, okay? So if you're going to sit here and tell me that the hip drop tackle is going to get added to the list with the below the knee tackle and the above the shoulders tackle, well, guess what? Just put flags on these quarterbacks, okay?
Yeah.
Just turn into flag football because there's no such thing as a sack anymore.
Yeah.
Hip drop tackle is a figment of your imagination. It's not real. It's not real. Let the boys play. Let them tackle.
Let them tackle.
Rant
Let
over.
them tackle. Boom.
Congrats, Hank.
Thank you.
On your
Yes.
Cowboys.
I mean, that was huge for you, Hank.
Huge.
The Cowboys are now the reverse. They're going to get 2 home playoff games. We'll get to the Eagles later, but they're going to get 2 home playoff games. They have only looked like a Super Bowl contending team at home. And now, yeah, I mean, hopefully we get Lions-Cowboys part 2.
We'd love to see it.
Because the Lions would, if all the higher seeds won, the Lions will be the 3 seed, the Cowboys will be the 2 seed. Lions would go to Dallas. As long as Dallas doesn't blow this against the Commanders in week, they can still blow it.
They can still blow it.
They can still
They
blow
blew
this.
it last year. We're not going to do that.
McCarthy. Oh,
Commanders-
Max is here.
Commanders are set. We're good.
Max is here. Oh, Max. We're probably not going to get to the Eagles. You got to put on your headphones. Put on your headphones. Put on your headphones. Max just walked in. Max, we're not going to get to the Eagles till later. But that Cowboys win was awesome.
I didn't watch that football game.
Oh,
The fuck?
It's a really good game.
How do you not watch that?
producer for this podcast, you didn't watch it?
Yeah, I know. Imagine a producer with implications on that game not watching it.
Sickening.
Yeah.
So what'd you think about it, though?
It was crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was a good win. Good win for the Cowboys.
What'd you think, Hank? What were the keys to that game?
The keys to that game were just getting that call at the end of the game.
Can you give a key to the game that we didn't talk about already?
No, I also did not watch it. I was at a concert, and then I was at the bar after, and I was like, sitting next to my friend. I was like, oh, we need a Cowboys win. We need a Cowboys win. Saw it they won by 1. Was like, let's go. And then yesterday on the way back, I was reading about what happened. I was like, holy fuck, what a win!
It was crazy.
What a win!
The Lions got screwed.
What a fucking win!
Hank also just found out yesterday, I believe, that he officially lost the 1 hour stand-up pick thing.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
he was rooting yesterday like it was
Like it meant something,
Yeah, I thought if I went perfect and you went like
No.
That's
defeated,
sad.
but unless you want to do one more.
I think even if we did 3 picks this weekend, I think
Yeah,
I
I
got
don't
it
think
because
so.
I went 1-1.
Damn.
Yeah.
I might go maybe on Friday I'll decide if we're
We can do 3.
well, no, if I think I'm like 6 or 7 games ahead of you. I might just do 7 and I'd have to go 0-7. You'd have to go 7-0. I might give you that just for fun.
I'm ready. I've been preparing.
Okay. All right, next game. Ravens 56, Dolphins 19. Ravens the 1 seed. This was an ass kicking. Lamar Jackson MVP. Happy we can be done with that discussion. All right, Hank's going to Duffy's right now for the Michigan game.
Hank came back to work for
time
20
travel.
minutes, and now he's going to a bar.
The Ravens killed them.
It was a shit pumping. The Ravens are like almost too good. The Ravens are what I thought the 49ers were a couple weeks ago.
Right.
They are beating great teams. They've beaten 3 division leaders by a combined 62 points. Yeah,
It is and their 3 losses are weird losses that you can like. They were leading in all 3 of their losses late in the 4th. Yeah, they're just like playing on a different level right now. And Lamar is the best part about Lamar is like that there's a handful of times a game where he will just make a play that no other quarterback can make for you, and he'll save their ass. And their offense looks like the Todd Monken offense is finally clicking, throwing the ball deep. We also had one of my favorite tweets of 2023, because it actually happened in 2023, from Joe Shad. I'm sure you saw this, PFT. But he tweeted, that's pretty terrible that John Harbaugh and the Ravens just passed for another touchdown, up 49-19 with a few minutes left, and moments after Bradley Chubb was carted off with a potentially serious injury. It's 56-19.
disgusting.
He wrote an article about it, too.
Disgusting. I can't believe that a football team continued to play football.
Yeah. Also, I'm just going to read just a random box score line from – it's just – I'm taking a random game from this year. This is completely random. It's almost as random as the lottery ball. Tua Tagovailoa pass, short middle to Devon A-Chain, 10 yards, touchdown, extra point, good. Dolphins 56, Broncos 13.
Yeah.
Huh.
Interesting. Yeah, listen.
Huh.
You're gonna, if you're playing against a really good opponent, you're gonna step on their throats.
Who cares?
Yeah, who cares? Stop
It sucks that Bradley Chubb got hurt. Like, that's actually a huge blow for the Dolphins.
Yeah,
but
the better
who
question
cares?
is, why was Bradley Chubb still in that game?
A great question.
Yeah,
He shouldn't have been.
I agree with that.
Yeah, but the Ravens are playing on a different level, and now they get the 1 seed. They probably won't play anyone next week, so now we get the rust versus rest because we might get a 2-week Ravens. Letting everyone get healthy.
Yep. So it's the Steelers and the Ravens next week. Do you think that anything in the Ravens' DNA is like, we don't want the Steelers to beat us twice?
I think Tyler Huntley might win that game.
Okay, Pro Bowler.
I think Tyler Huntley might win that game just because it's like, I think they'll rest all their key guys, and I think Tyler Huntley might still win that game.
You know what's really like turned a corner for Lamar this year is the touch passes.
Yeah,
he's got great touch passes.
Yeah, because that was a problem even at Louisville. Like, it was like a guy in the short flat, and he would just miss him. It was like that was an easy throw.
Yeah,
he's playing at a different level.
Odell Beckham said it's the best team he's ever played on right now.
Ooh.
I don't know if that's coming from his dad's film breakdown. I want to hear a film break, like a PFF style grade from Odell's dad comparing this team to the Rams team that he was on.
Yeah.
But I think he's probably right because if we're going to get into some nerdy statistics, we like DVOA, even though we're not exactly sure what it means. The Ravens have become the first team in NFL history to put up over 100% DVOA in 4 games in a season. No team had done it 3 times. So the Ravens just became the third team, or the first team to ever do it 3 times in a season, and now they're the first team to do it 4 times in a season.
And they're, I believe, according to DVOA, they're top 5 defense, offense, and special teams?
I believe so.
Which is like, because that's the thing, is you see a lot of times the team will be great in 2/3 of the phases, and you forget, special teams is very important. I actually have special teams written down as the back of the head for the Rams.
Okay, yeah, well, they just got rid of their kicker.
Oh, they had Gunnar Olszewski return a kick against them was tough.
A lot of stuff going on with that. Also, Lamar now has as many perfect passer ratings as Tom Brady.
Ooh. Damn.
3. 158.3. Again, no idea how they calculate that. I think they just make it up, but still, that's impressive.
It's a shit pumping. I'm like, so I tweeted this out because this is back-to-back years I'm getting my preseason pick for the Super Bowl to the 1 seed, and people are like, don't worry because Max isn't a Ravens fan. So I think I should be a little bit safer.
What do you mean?
Max isn't a Ravens fan.
But why would that matter?
Because all he does is finish second place and lose.
But you had the Eagles last year.
Yeah, the Eagles last year.
And Max
is
an Eagles fan.
I'm putting a future on the Ravens right now.
You're a fucking asshole.
Actually, Max,
bad price.
You got
bad price.
You got to fight
I don't
fire.
give a fuck. I don't,
bad
this
price.
Is, this is
Max
matters.
Max is finally learning how to fight fire with fire. Yeah.
I don't think it matters because you're going to put like $10 on plus 300 after they've shown themselves all year. It's about the preseason pick. I do look forward to, though, if the Ravens can get deep in the playoffs, I will be buying a pair of purple cargo pants.
Oh, for sure.
Have to.
The purple camo pants are elite. I love seeing Stavi before the game on the Ravens official account.
Yeah.
You see that on the sidelines?
Yeah.
You could tell there were some things that Stavi wanted to say as Ronnie from Dundalk, and he was like, fuck, I can't say that. I'll just say he built a homemade weapon and let everybody else fill in the blanks.
It does feel, though, that the Ravens this is a legacy playoffs for Lamar Jackson coming up, because if they fall short of, I would say they have to get to the Super Bowl, because Super Bowls, anything can happen. They have to get to the Super Bowl.
I don't think so. I think they have to win 2 games because
that would be getting to the Super Bowl.
That would be getting. Yeah, you're right. Okay.
Yeah,
I was thinking
they have to get to the Super Bowl
because the narrative right now on Lamar is he can't win in the playoffs at all.
But if he wins one game and then loses the AFC Championship game, they have to get to the Super Bowl.
Yep.
I think that it's a legacy playoff.
I would agree with that.
Yeah. Okay. Next game, Saints 23, Bucs 13. This was such a classic case of just always bet the bet that makes you so uncomfortable. We talked about it on Friday. I was like, I kind of love the Saints this week just because they look so bad and the Bucs look so good. And then the Saints played better than they've played all year. Their defense was all over the place. The first 8 Bucs drives were 4 3-and-outs, 2 picks, and a fumble.
Baker looked very confused.
Very confused.
Taysom Hill looked good out there.
Juwan Johnson was awesome.
I like this because there's so many scenarios in week 18 now. Like, so many different things can happen. So I like the fact that it's mixed up a little bit. But yeah, Mike Evans, Baker Mayfield, they weren't on the same page in the first half. I still think that the Bucs are good. I think that they're an above-average team and that they're better than the Saints, regardless of what happened last weekend. Just kind of a weird scenario.
I think they're average. I mean, their record would tell you they're average.
They're average.
Yeah, I think they're an average team. I think the Saints are an average team. This is actually kind of torturous for Saints fans because you saw them finally put together a complete game, and now going into week 18, they don't control their own destiny, which sucks because you could see the Saints maybe put together 2 great games at the end of the season, and then Saints fans would be like, where was this all year?
What do you think the percentage of Saints fans are that don't want to see them make the playoffs?
I think once you get to week 18, you have to just –
You want to get in, knowing that you're going to run it back with Allen and Carr next year.
Right. I think once you get to the final doorstep, it's such a long season, you want more football.
Losing that last game of the season would be so much better for you next year, though. It would make every week so much better for you.
Yeah, but if you lose and you could have gotten in with a win, I don't know. Maybe that's actually what's going to happen then. They're going to win.
Yeah,
and still not get in.
That would be good.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
the torture part.
Yeah,
where they look at it and they say we were playing good football at the end, literally at the end because it was the last 2 weeks, and we don't get an extra football game.
But I think that would be good though because you could lose, still not get in, and then your coach gets fired, and then you're happy going to next year. You're like, oh, we should have made the playoffs. Would be the real heartbreaking scenario is if you didn't get in the playoffs and then the Bucs went on a little roll.
Yeah,
if the Bucs got to like the NFC Championship game, because then you could say, fuck, that could have been us.
Who would the Bucs play in the first? Would they play the Eagles?
I think they'd play the Eagles. Well, it depends on what happens in the last week of the season with the Cowboys and the Eagles. I don't know if the Eagles are they favored to win against the Giants?
Shouldn't be.
Shouldn't be.
Why not?
We'll get to that later.
Okay, we'll get to that later. Yeah, the Eagles and the Bucs. Yeah, I just think the Bucs are they're perfectly average. I don't think they're very good. I think that on their A+ game they could beat everyone but the Niners and probably the Cowboys, but they're very, very easily could throw out their C+ is very bad.
I think they could lose to anybody.
Right, their C+ is bad. Whereas like you could say like, oh, the Niners C+ could win a playoff game still.
Yeah,
or the Ravens C+ could win a playoff game. If the Bucs throw out a C+, they'll lose by 20.
Yep.
Okay, Rams Giants. This was an ugly win for the Rams. Stafford didn't look great. And we said it, the special teams is a problem, but the Rams have clinched a playoff berth in a season where they were supposed to be rebuilding, in a season when their over-under was 6.5. Sean McVay is a very, very good coach. Matt Stafford is still very good. And even though they struggled with the Giants, I'm going to keep the dangerous tag on them.
The way that they built this team is interesting because they had to get young, they had to get cheap. Because they've been in cap hell. It's like the Rams and the Saints are always going to be in cap hell. The cap might not even really exist, but the way that they're managing it is let's get some mid-round guys, start a bunch of them, hope we can coach them up and do well. And they've been really good. Also, Nakua, that's been a hell of a bonus for him.
And Kyron
Williams, he's how many games in a row now does he have a touchdown? He's just seems like he scores twice every single week. But the Rams are awesome. The Rams are very, very good compared to what the expectation for the Rams should have been going into this year.
Yeah.
So this was scary. The punt return was really, really bad. And the kicking game obviously is going to be an issue. I don't know who they're going to sign.
So did the Rams put out a blueprint on how to run a team? It's basically go win a Super Bowl, go in cap hell, and then get 2 of the best offensive players in the NFL in the 5th round.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's
as easy as it could be.
It's either that or have your quarterback be dating and married to a Brazilian supermodel.
Yep.
Those are the 2 ways that you can succeed despite winning championships.
That's it. Just get your 5th rounders Puka Nakua and Kyron Williams, both 5th rounders. Are they, in their respective positions, they're both top 10 players this year, I'd say.
Nakua's probably pretty close.
Yeah. I think Kyron Williams is too.
He is, yeah.
He has to be. So it's pretty crazy to think that like those 2 guys, that's good drafting, good scouting.
Yeah.
Way to go, boys. Les Snead.
Fuck them picks.
Still a hilarious name. The other part of this game, Tyrod Taylor, I actually think in the season of backups, I might put Tyrod Taylor as the first or second best backup in the league.
He's like a long-term backup. He's a dependable backup.
Yeah.
And
I would be
I don't-
pumped if you're listening, like you think like your team signs Tyrod Taylor. I'd be pumped.
I don't blame Tyrod Taylor for that missed pass to Saquon. Saquon should have caught that.
It also
and then
was too easy.
Then he should have caught the other one. He dropped 2 of those.
Sometimes a pass is too easy; it becomes hard.
That's true. Yeah,
That's exactly what it was.
you overthink it. It was
like you're
behind
right.
him a
They were
little bit.
standing next to each other.
Yeah,
And
could have handed it to him.
Right.
He
So
probably also could have just run it.
he
Himself.
definitely could have run it himself. But yeah, I like the Giants are in a weird spot because I was thinking about this. Remember Daniel Jones? He still is owed a lot of money.
He's probably pumped though.
Yeah. Next year he's owed $35 million. They can cut him after next season, so at least they have an out there. But that's such a bummer to be like, oh, we got to go. We're just gonna do Daniel Jones again.
Yeah, he's lurking back there. Justina Anderson had a report earlier today. I don't know if you saw it, Big Cap, but it said that in the NFC East, there's 2 teams that could be making coaching moves. One, Ron Rivera, obviously, and then the 2 might surprise you. Now, do you think?
Would you think? Wait,
My-
hold on. Before
yeah.
you tell me this, would it be the most shocking thing in the world if Ron Rivera kept his job?
Yes, it would.
I'd agree.
Yeah, I would be shocked.
I'd agree.
Like, the universe is not real if Ron Rivera
Yeah,
comes
I'd
back.
agree. I'd agree.
So, is it Sirianni or is it going to be Dable? Who's the interesting one? Because I think
So wait,
McCarthy's
so say
safe.
the quote again.
It was I don't have the direct quote in front of me, but it was like there are 2 teams that are expected to make coaching changes. One might be surprising. Now,
McCarthy.
McCarthy maybe, but maybe Sirianni, maybe Dable.
Sirianni's look bad. I'm trying to think. I'm going through the Rolodex real quick.
They also might
is
be,
back apparently.
might be talking about Wink Martindale,
Who would be the other?
Dan Quinn, but he's not going to get fired. He might get hired somewhere.
Yeah, who would be the other? Who would be other coach that would be like shocking?
Oh, Matt Patricia maybe?
Pete Carroll.
No, in the NFC East.
Oh, NFC East. Only NFC.
There's some more bird teams.
I was
out
thinking
there.
Pete Carroll. Yeah. NFC. Only NFC.
Only
so then it
NFC.
has to be Dable or Sirianni. It's got to be Sirianni.
Sirianni.
It's got to be Sirianni. Has to be Sirianni.
I kind of love.
Has to be
I kind
Sirianni.
of love the fire that Eagles fans have, though. I love the fact that you guys were just in a Super Bowl last year, and now you're like, "Fuck this guy."
I saw people blaming Howie
We'll
Roseman.
We'll get to it later.
Howie Roseman is now on the hot seat.
Oh yeah, people are mad about the construction of the defense, but we'll get to it later.
He's built. Arguably, if you go like position by position, the only team that probably is more loaded is the Niners.
He built Georgia.
He built Georgia.
So
NFL Georgia.
If you're mad at Howie Roseman, just be
I'm
mad
not
at Kirby
Howie
Smart.
Roseman.
Yeah. Okay, sounds like you're a little mad.
Yeah, you
I'm
are.
not mad at. We'll get to it later.
Okay, we'll get to it later. All right, now we're getting to a run of games that we don't care about as much.
At all.
Although this one, Colts Raiders. Colts are similar to the speech I just gave with the Rams. Shane Steichen should be coach of the year. He's got my vote. He's had my vote for a while. Colts were over under 6.5 wins. They're now going to play for a win and get in with the Texans on Saturday night. Also, Shane Steichen's coach of the year entire resume should happen with the Eagles in conjunction. How bad the Eagles have looked.
Mm-hmm.
Like Shane Steichen was the mastermind.
Yeah.
Shane Steichen was the coach that got away, Max. That's a fact.
Yeah.
Shane Steichen is the guy.
So
Coordinator merchant Nick Sirianni.
I would say.
Oh, I like that. We'll get to it later.
Is he a coordinator killer?
We'll get to it later. We'll get to it later.
So Gardner Minshew, I would put right up there with Taylor
Yes.
as being a backup.
That's why I said 2. I said 1 or 2.
Yeah, Gardner Minshew. He had some nice balls, some nice deep balls in this game. I didn't watch too much of it, just what they showed me on Red Zone, and from what I saw, he can still sling it.
So I bet on the Raiders, so I watched the majority of this game. The Raiders couldn't do anything besides Aiden O'Connell to Devontae Adams, and they had a chance at the end where the Colts lined up for a kick, missed the kick. The Raiders were offsides, so it went from they had cut it to a 7-point game. They missed the kick, get to re-kick, hit it. It's a 10-point game. Raiders cover in the back door with like a minute left.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the Colts controlled this game for the majority of it.
And if the Raiders wanted to win this game, they just should have deleted the interim tag,
Yeah,
Antonio Pierce, and they would have won that game.
yeah. The Raiders fought to the dying end.
And
They were still alive going into this game.
Mark Davis, if you're a listener, I hope you are a listener of this podcast. Think about how cheap it would be to hire Antonio Pierce. All you have to do, you have to just hire a guy with one of those scrapers to go to the door and just scrape the word interim off.
Yeah,
You don't even have to change anything.
that's true.
Just do it. Do it
Just
more.
get some white out. The Raiders defense also, you can build on that because they were like they had Gardner Minshew running around for his life a few times, and Max Crosby is a game wrecker. So I think they have to figure out the quarterback. I don't know. Maybe it's Aiden O'Connell.
Maybe it's AOC.
Maybe it's AOC.
They seem to like him a lot.
Whatever happened to Jimmy? Did he ever get healthy?
I think Jimmy he got injured, and then they were just like, okay, we're going to silently. You know what it is? He's Josh McDaniels' guy.
Yeah.
So they can say we don't want to go with Jim anymore because Josh was the one that was standing on the table being like, hey, have we called Jimmy yet? Have we gotten Jimmy over yet?
Yeah.
How's Jimmy's physical looking? Oh, that shoulder looks fine to me. That ankle looks good.
You're right. And AOC, I mean, credit to him. He realized that, like, hey, Devontae Adams is still one of the best wide receivers in the league, so he just spammed that play.
Yeah.
They couldn't cover it. But, yeah, the Colts, like, it's tough because Colts-Texans, like, I kind of want to see both teams in the playoffs now. They're both great stories this year.
If you're playing against those teams,
who would you rather play?
Definitely you'd rather play against the Colts, right?
Correct. Because I think the ceiling is higher with C.J. Stroud
Actually,
just being crazy.
I'd rather play against the Jags.
Yeah, I would rather play against Jags.
Yeah, that's the team I would want to go up against.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, the Browns fans are big Jags fans this weekend.
Yes.
Coming up.
Huge.
Because that would be a nice matchup. So the Texans-Titans was the other game. This game was so bad. I'm actually happy that it was bad because I said in my head, I was like, this game's going to be bad. I don't really have to think about it too much.
Yeah.
And then it completely delivered.
Yep.
Because the Titans,
got
in the red zone once.
Will Levis got knocked out.
He got knocked out. Ryan Tannehill came back in. The Titans got in the red zone once. They had 170 yards of offense total, and they were 1 for 12 on third down. And Will Anderson, is he officially now going to win Defensive Rookie of the Year? He must.
No, there's another player.
Oh, yeah, your guy.
Also the guy you're thinking of, Kalijah Cansey.
Yeah.
There's a guy that plays on the Eagles that's pretty good too.
Oh.
Jalen Carter, right?
Jalen Carter. I forgot about Jalen Carter. Is he going to win Rookie of the Year?
Yes.
He is. Defensive Rookie of the Year. Will Anderson had 2 sacks.
Jalen Carter's going to win.
Are you sure?
You guys have a pretty good defense then.
No,
Let's
it's very
look at
bad.
It's defense. Oh, no, Jalen Carter is still minus 550.
Yeah, he's probably going to win. He is a wrecker, man.
Will Anderson, though, making big plays in important games.
Will Anderson is a
Let's
beast.
say that.
Jalen Carter had a sack yesterday.
I think that
Will Anderson had 2.
Okay.
That's double the amount of sacks.
Okay.
And also Will Anderson's team won.
Also, Will Anderson's an edge rusher, and Jalen Carter's interior, but it's fine.
I got to figure out
Will Anderson's team won.
how many tackles for loss did Kalijah Cansey have yesterday? That's big for me. I'll look that up later.
Will Anderson's also not playing on a line of just like what was the best defensive line. Well, didn't they
We'll
set
talk
the
about that
record?
later. We'll
Didn't
talk
they
about
set
that
the
later.
record
We'll talk
last
about
year
that
for
later.
most sacks?
We'll talk about that later.
Except for the last game of the season where they didn't have any sacks. Yeah. But no,
And you plugged him in, and Will Anderson, they
We'll
like
talk
more,
about it later.
They traded up for Will Anderson, and people thought it was an overpay, and it wasn't.
yeah.
He's awesome.
I think that Mike Vrabel is saving one last treat for the last game of the season
The Jags.
for the Jaguars.
Oh, it's so
I
perfect.
think this was a look ahead game for Mike Vrabel. He doesn't give a shit if the Texans win this game.
Yeah, I'd agree. All right, let's take a break, and then we'll come back and we'll finish the rest of the early games. Okay, next up, we took a break to watch college football, so now we got everyone here. 49ers, 27, Commanders, 10, PFT. I'll let you say whatever you want to say. I mean,
Good. This was
Yeah.
good. It was a good thing that happened. I've reached the point where I'm feeling more of the clean slate vibes for next season. Like if anybody has been a part of the Dan Snyder era, I kind of want them gone.
Get
Or
them out.
I wouldn't be distraught if they were gone. We have some good players. Terry McLaurin looked better today. We got him the ball some. That was great. Sam Howell didn't look so hot. I still think he's hurt. Also, shout out Jacoby Brissett I think he just pretended to have that hamstring injury.
Yeah.
And he was like, let Sam start it. It was like in Rudy, where they bring their jersey into coach. And Ron Rivera probably got the call from upstairs, benched Sam Howell, put in Jacoby Brissett. Ron Rivera probably went to Jacoby and said, hey, if you had a hamstring injury, it wouldn't be the worst thing ever.
Yep.
I don't know what actually happened, but it doesn't really matter because this game didn't really matter. We knew that the Niners were going to win. The Niners losing to the Ravens just solidified in my brain and most people's brains they were going to destroy the Commanders. So basically all I did was watch the game, nodded my head in approval when we went down and stayed down, and then I kept refreshing the Tankathon and just looking at the second overall pick and thinking about Marvin Harrison, thinking about Drake May, thinking about Caleb Williams.
You're taking a quarterback.
We're We don't
you
know.
guys could use a UNC quarterback.
Let's be honest. You're taking a quarterback.
This podcast is more familiar with UNC quarterbacks than
Yes.
any other podcast in the history of the spoken word.
Yes, that's a fact.
It is a damn fact.
You're taking a quarterback.
We will probably be taking quarterback.
I think you need to say it.
We will most likely be taking
I think
quarterback.
you need to say that you're taking a quarterback.
I think you need to understand that Sam Howell is probably hurt. Maybe.
Yeah, he might be, and
Yeah.
he. I'm not saying you like Sam Howell should still be on the roster,
Yeah,
but
he'd be a damn good backup.
taking a quarterback.
Sam Howell, damn good backup.
Taking a quarterback.
And I'm excited about whatever happens. I want
say it.
I want a brand new slate of everything. I'm talking. I want. We got a new owner. I would like a new head coach, new general manager, new showers in the facility, new team name. I wouldn't even
new TVs.
new TVs.
That was probably the funniest, most notable part of the game.
Yeah, after the game, the 49ers were watching the Eagles, which we'll get to in a little bit, right, Max?
Yeah, we'll get to that.
They were watching the Eagles Cardinals, the end of that game, and they were. You remember that R. Kelly TV that he was watching?
Yep.
That's kind of what we have in the locker room. Which actually, I don't hate the fact that our opponents have to watch that TV. If that's the same TV situation that we have in our own locker room,
100% is.
it probably is. That's an issue. But yeah, just everything different. I've actually even thought about a different color scheme.
Ooh,
Now, I don't want that.
I just bought you those shoes.
I don't. Yeah, they're great shoes. Thank you. I don't want that, but I'm okay with everything change. I want to wipe Dan Snyder's memory from my brain entirely.
What's a good color
You're
scheme
taking a
for you?
quarterback.
Yeah, maybe.
What color scheme would you like in a perfect world?
I'd have to think about that. Probably burgundy and gold still. Like that's my ideal. But why?
I'm just curious. I would love to know what your color combination would be.
A Carolina blue, match my eyes.
And burgundy.
Carolina blue and burgundy. That'd be sick.
What about black and Carolina blue?
That'd also be cool.
That's the secondary colors, Carolina blue.
Yeah, I like that. And we can even do the Argyle. Do
That would
the
be
diamonds on
cool.
there.
Futuristic.
Yeah. Just everything needs to change. Everything in DC that's happened in the past 25 years needs to be done exactly the opposite. So, Hank, can you look up what the opposite colors of burgundy and gold are? That's more of a Jake project. Jake, can you look that up?
My phone.
As for the 49ers, maybe just watching what happened with them against the Ravens and then watching them kick the shit out of the Commanders, it just feels different. It feels different. I don't see the 49ers as the same way.
Like his boss bitches?
Yeah, it's just it's kind of the Step Brothers scene when they fart, and you're like, all this just is kind of fucked up now.
It's kind of
it's kind of weird. I don't know. It's yeah, okay, you beat the Commanders soundly.
Yeah, they did
Cool.
what they were supposed to do.
Right, you can beat teams when you get a lead.
Yeah, and they're probably not going to play many players next week, right? Christian McCaffrey's going to be out. He's going to be resting up.
Yeah, my fantasy championship is fucked next week.
Next week is going to be tough for you.
Fucked.
You have Christian McCaffrey on
I have
your team.
Christian McCaffrey in 3 out of 4 of my leagues.
That sucks. You probably have Lamar too, right?
I do have Lamar. Is he not going to play?
Probably not.
God damn it.
Why would he?
God fucking damn it.
Yeah.
All right, but yeah, do you agree with me that the 49ers, the only thing that will fix it is they got to win their first round playoff game by 100, and then I'm like, okay, now they're back. But I just they beat the Commanders, and I was like, oh, that's cool. Of course they did. They beat everyone who's worse than them.
The Ravens just might be that good.
Yeah,
because remember they beat the Dallas Cowboys, and they beat the Eagles, right?
Who?
The 49ers.
49ers, yeah.
Yeah, so they're a good team. They're a good team in the NFC.
You know who else beat the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles?
Well, you have to be a good team.
Oh, we'll get to that.
That's my
get to it. Yeah,
that's my point, Big Cat.
Yeah.
It's if you're good enough to beat the two juggernauts, supposed juggernauts, of the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles, you're an excellent team that's contending for a Super Bowl.
Yeah,
you have to be.
That's a good point.
Thank you.
Point. Really good point. Purdy, by the way, broke the franchise record for yards.
I saw that, which is crazy. My first instinct was, but it's a 17-game season, and then I remembered, they've played 16 games.
Yeah.
There've been a couple other good quarterbacks for the 49ers over the years, and Brock Purdy also missed 3 games, 2 games.
No, 1 game. No,
he got bounced.
He didn't miss any games.
He got bounced out of a couple games, didn't he?
Yeah, he got concussed, and then he didn't miss a game. Remember?
I thought he missed at least a few halves of games.
He missed some halves, but I don't think he ever missed a start, which was curious.
Well, good for him.
Yeah, good for him.
Good for Brock
Purdy.
I think the Brock Purdy haters are few and far between at this point.
PFT, the opposite color of burgundy is teal, and the opposite of gold is royal blue.
Teal
and royal blue.
royal
How do they
blue.
figure out wouldn't the opposite of gold be silver?
I'm just looking according to the color wheel.
That's second place to gold.
Yeah, that's the opposite of first place.
The opposite of gold is actually a participation trophy.
That's true.
I don't know what
Which is
team
in the trash.
shares
Yeah.
teal and royal blue. Coastal Carolina.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Chanticleers.
Yeah.
That's a
But
big.
that's only teal.
That's a big time college or like minor.
Yeah,
league
you can't be
color
too
combo.
college.
Yeah. Okay, let's stick with burgundy. That's the only thing that can stay.
You just got the
colors.
shoes.
I know I got the shoes.
You just got the shoes. Okay. Next up, Bills Patriots. The Bills are now going to play for the most Bills way to end this season. And I know that obviously they have other paths to get in, but judging how everyone else is motivated, like the Ravens aren't going to play hard. The Jaguars, they could definitely lose to the Titans, but let's assume the Jaguars and the Steelers win their games. On Sunday night, the Buffalo Bills will be playing for the second seed in the playoffs or not being in the playoffs, which is so perfectly 2023 Bills.
They could play for the 6th seed too, I think.
That I'm saying if the Jaguars and Steelers win before they play, they will be playing officially for the second seed or be out of the playoffs
At game time.
Yeah,
Which is it's wild, and I think the Bills are going to do it because I think the Dolphins are frauds. And the Patriots in this game, Bailey Zappi did not put together a good half.
yeah.
But they hung around.
Well, the Bills didn't play well either. We had old school Josh smashing all the buttons. That one lateral that he made while he was getting torn down.
Sick lateral, though.
Their offense did not look great. Rasul Douglas, who we've talked about a lot on this podcast, was incredible.
He was awesome.
He had 2 interceptions. I think he had actually another one where it was called back, where he forced it. He's the greatest signing, mid-season signing in NFL history.
He is. He's a nice boost. The Patriots, this game did not matter to our Patriots. Next week is our Super Bowl against the Jets. Fact or fiction?
Fiction.
Why?
You want to lose
Because as you know, PFT, as a Patriots fan, we're looking at Tankathon.
But
yeah.
Bill Belichick can't tank against the Jets.
They won't, but it's not the most important game in our franchise.
It could be, though.
We're going to beat the Jets. It's the fucking Jets. It's going to be an easy win.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be upset about it.
Yeah.
So are you.
No, listen, I love Bill. I love Bill. I love him so much. I want to see him go out with a win. I think it'd mean a lot to all Patriots Nation. Greater New England.
He's not going anywhere yet.
Well, I read something that said that he was. Was it Jeff Howe? He's plugged in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that what's most important is we want to send Bill out on a high note. It's funny because next week I'm going to be rooting for Hank. Max is going to be rooting for Max again because he's selfish.
He only roots for Max.
Because he's selfish. But Memes is going to be rooting also for Hank next week. I think we're just on Team Hank next week.
You don't want the Jets to win, Memes?
No, I want the Patriots to fall now because I'm in fear of them getting Caleb Williams.
Okay, fair.
Okay, so you're gonna try to tank. How are you gonna tank?
I don't know.
You could maybe start Mac Jones. That would be hilarious.
Well, there is a comparison. There is a graphic floating around out there of the two quarterbacks' stats of this year, and they're basically exactly the same.
Yeah,
Mac Jones
I could have told you that with my eyes.
Slightly better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that's not really, that one really.
Well, Mac Jones at the end was way worse.
Yeah,
like he had the yips, and he was just lofting balls to defensive.
But
backs.
the 2 interceptions Bailey Zappi threw.
Yeah, no, they were bad. They were really bad.
I don't know that's not the yips.
They were Mac Jones-like. Yeah. There was one that he underthrew by about 6 yards, and that screamed Mac to me. We're also, Hank, we're going to have to be on our P's and Q's with the strength of schedule because I don't know how that's going to shake out. There's other matchups that we have to watch in case the Patriots do lose that game. The Commanders also lose. There's 3 other games across the NFL that we have to root to go a certain way because that's how they're going to decide who would get the second pick, who would get the third, who would get the fourth pick.
I'm sorry, but this is foreign to me. You guys still don't know what pick you're gonna have.
We don't know what
I
pick
know
we're
I'm
gonna
have
have
the
just
number
yet.
one pick.
Yeah.
So explain this to
Unless the NFL takes away the draft pick from David Tepper as a
me. Well,
punishment.
it's not their draft pick anymore.
I just
it's ours. They could take away next year's.
Right now it says it's Carolina's.
They could take away our next year's. What was the what has to happen?
I'm not sure
Depending
exactly.
if we both lose, then there's 3 other games week 18.
Oh,
that
for
can
the strength of
affect-
schedule.
strength of
We got to figure that out.
I think I'm rooting for the Saints.
I don't know.
Okay. You don't know who you're rooting
I'm
for?
rooting for the Jets.
I got to have all my scenarios in front of me by game time on
Jets
Sunday.
win, Commanders win, Patriots win.
I do think it needs to be repeated because I just had a memory of that video of the Bills fan lighting himself on fire, which was awesome. Bills Mafia just going crazy for the last home game. The fact that the Bills could potentially have 2 home games in the playoffs, because if they're the 2 seed, they'd have 2 home games if they won their first game, or be sitting on the couch is insane.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that volatility has ever happened in week 18.
I don't know, but it is going to be nuts, and I'm hoping that the Bills win because it would be great to see Buffalo get those home playoff games.
Yes, 2 of them. Oh, that's funny. Two of them. Okay, next up, Bears Falcons. Bears killed the Falcons. The Bears are building something. I don't care what people say. I know people are going to trash me. The Bears are building something. They're basically identical to what the Lions did last year, in the fact that they.
That was a funny laugh by Hank. I'm not laughing at your statement.
This is
I'm
the
laughing
problem.
at
Is the
Hank.
people like you? You're idiots.
Okay.
All right,
Sorry.
tell me how it was. Tell me how it's different. Tell me
I-
how it's different. Tell me how it's different. The Lions started 1-6 last year,
And then they
they finished.
almost made the playoffs.
Yeah, and the Bears almost made the playoffs this year. They beat.
Weren't they out of the
Browns
playoffs last week?
No, they were eliminated on Sunday Night Football. Idiot.
Oh, got it.
Week 17, and now they get to play the Packers and maybe bounce the Packers. It was basically 6 days different that the Bears got eliminated versus the Lions last year.
Apologies.
This is what I deal with every.
Well, I just listen to you talk about the Bears, and it's like they're bad. They're
No, because whoa, hold on.
Now they're the Lions.
They were bad for the start of the season. Have I not been talking PFT? Hank doesn't.
So the
really
Bears are
listen to this
rallying
podcast.
around their coach, and
Hank,
they have a
hold on,
quarterback that
let me talk,
everyone
let
in
me
the
talk,
city
let me
loves.
talk, Let me talk.
I don't think so.
Let me talk. PFT.
Here's
have
how
I
it
not been saying the Bears are playing really good ball for the last month and a half?
Here's how the season went. They're bad. They're terrible. They suck. They won a game, but they're still bad. They're bad. Their defense is pretty good. Their defense is good again. Their defense is really good.
Yes.
They're not a bad team.
Yes.
I'm depressed because they lost against the Packers. That sucks.
No, the Browns.
The Browns, that sucks. That way we won't be playing to get into the playoffs against the Packers.
Right.
The Bears are still okay. The Bears are all right. They're pretty good now.
It's
That's
been
the
a trajectory upwards for the last month and a half of me saying the Bears are playing good football and they're better than the Eagles right now. Max admitted that.
That's true, objectively.
They actually probably might be playing the best ball in this room.
Because you
I'll
guys
say it right now.
You guys played the Cardinals, right?
Yeah, we kicked the shit out of the Cardinals.
Okay, interesting.
Kicked the shit out
and
of
they beat
the Eagles.
the Cowboys.
We'll get
and
to
the
that.
Cowboys.
We'll get to that.
Sorry, I'm excited about my team, Hank.
I'm sorry. I mean to laugh. It just
No, it was really hurtful.
It's
That's
me.
what I deal with every day
the
online.
Lions have a
I just
coach
go
that
online, I
the city
buckle up.
and the team rallies behind, and they have
Eberflus
a quarterback
coming back. I don't know
that
if you heard.
everyone in the city is behind the quarterback in
All right,
uniform.
you
The
should-
Bears have the debate every single day, and no
Yeah,
one knows where to go.
Well, guess what? I'm not having the debate anymore.
Here's where the comparison,
like,
I've
falls
stopped.
apart.
I've stopped having the debate. Justin Fields, we're keeping Justin Fields. We're taking all the picks. We're getting more picks. We're drafting Marvin Harrison.
Eberflus.
I can't decide. I don't decide that he's back, so I have to say he's got the guys playing hard.
That's where the comparison falls apart.
got the
Is
guys
what
playing.
one team has a coach that is coaching with focused rage and is intense and awesome, and the other coach
It's Dan Campbell.
is Dan Campbell. The other coach spends all of his time thinking about what he's going to feed his cats for dinner.
Fine. You guys don't want me to be happy. It's fine.
I
happy.
do want you to be happy.
I'm more pointing to
You
Hank.
shouldn't
He's
be-
being a real dick.
I know
I shouldn't
it's
laugh.
beyond your control, but you should not be happy that Matt Eberflus
What?
is coming back.
What do you
Max?
mean you don't want me to be happy? You want we want our teams to be happy in this room?
Well,
Yeah.
you know, I'm saying this room. This room is the three of us, the three guys that control the draft.
Yeah. Oh no,
Let's
no
talk
one
about the three
no
guys
one
that
wants my
control
team
the
to be
draft.
good. No one wants my team to be good.
No,
but
but we're not even. I can't even say they're good.
Max,
Fair point, Max.
I want
Fair
your
point.
I want your team
Fair
to be
point.
good, and I've been
Same.
Fuck
I've been
off, you want my team to
consistent.
be good.
I want your team to be good. I
Last year-
do not want your team to be great.
Last year, I wanted your team to win the Super Bowl. You fucking asshole.
Same.
I rooted for them the entire year. People were mad at me because I was so fucking pro Philly last year.
Same.
What does that not count?
Yeah, no, it's all for naught.
Well, that's not my fault. That's the fucking Turf's fault. Either way, I'm very excited about the Bears' future. I think everything's in front of them. I still trust in whatever Ryan pulls. The Carolina trade is going to go down as one of the worst trades for one team ever. The fact that we got the first pick overall, DJ Moore, and their second rounder next year, it's crazy. So the draft goes through Ryan Poles again.
So I was thinking about it again. Max is going to be rooting for me. I'm going to be rooting for Hank. Hank is going to be rooting for memes.
And you.
And me. And then Big Cat is going to be rooting for Caleb Williams to not get hit by a bus.
We're not drafting Caleb Williams.
I know, but you don't want him to get
Yes, that's true.
because
I
of the
do
trade.
not. Yes. And I'm rooting to beat the Packers because now, week 18, I'll say it, it's my Super Bowl. I don't care.
It should be.
And guess what? If the Bears win, Packers fans will be crying. And it will be great.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll fucking love every second of it. You don't even know that we're playing to bounce the Packers.
Yeah, I do. Lions
Hey,
did it last year.
Oh,
That's very
that's
similar.
interesting.
I know.
All right. Well, you know what? Jake, put a reminder on this exact conversation.
Yep.
Week 6 next year, when the Bears are 4-2 or 5-1.
This is going to age nicely.
Okay.
Oh, I can't wait for this. I can't wait for this. The Bears are going to be good next year. They are.
That's on the Big Cat soundboard.
The Bears are going to be good in 2024. I'm saying it right now. This team is playing fucking good football.
Justin Fields
These guys
looks
are
good.
playing for each other. The defense is legit. We have all the draft capital. We have all the fucking cap space. I don't care that this might be a terrible soundbite for me next year, but I'm saying it right now and I believe it.
My Justin Fields over Trevor Lawrence take is not as smelly as it used to be.
No, here's what it really comes down to is I'm scared the grass is not greener. So let's just keep loading up all the weapons, and let's keep. We need a new offensive coordinator. That's a fact. What?
You just never want to pay your quarterback.
Oh,
What happens?
pay your quarterback?
The
Well, no,
rest,
th-
the
this
rest
is-
of the team just sucks.
This is different because your guy is like he's a big threat with his legs.
Oh, true.
I mean,
But
he still could be a good player.
we
I
have
think
2
the league.
years. We have 2 years.
Yeah, you're gonna have to pay.
Maybe-
you're gonna have
maybe
how
we
many more?
don't.
How many
Maybe-
more years?
But maybe he becomes so good that it's like I would love to pay him.
But that's always the case, and then you pay him, and the rest of your team sucks.
Quarterbacks are the new running backs.
Yeah, no, I
never pay a quarterback.
I'm ready for that take.
But we also have a ton of picks, so maybe all the guys will be young and cheap.
how many picks did the Eagles have in the first
We're not
round
talking
last
about the
year?
Eagles right now.
Yeah, we'll get to that later.
Should we talk about the
Hank
Eagles?
really fucking no. We have one more game. Hank really fucking bummed me out. He didn't even watch football this week.
It was a funny laugh Hank gave though. It's so pure.
Well, it's just like the
Hank,
Lions.
what do you think the Bears' record is in their last 7 games?
5-2.
Oh, you did know that, so you're a fucking dick. You just
I feel like they've been playing tomato cans though.
they beat the Lions. They almost beat them twice. Did that not happen?
That happened.
They
happened.
should have beat the Lions. Yeah.
They
Should've
should have
beat
beat
the
them
Browns.
twice.
Mhm.
They should have beat them twice. Should have beat the Browns. If that fucking guy doesn't drop, who's the tight end that we got from?
I guess it's more my laugh just because of the
Robert Tunyon.
Yeah, he dropped that ball.
we're in Chicago. I live here now. I'm a resident. I see the discourse. People
Yeah,
are
it's
all
toxic.
over the place
It's-
about the Bears.
We're very confused.
like
Well, it's because
that
we
was
can't
not the
figure
case
out.
with the Lions. Everyone last year with the Lions was like, "This is our team. This is our city. We're going." The Bears is like, "Get rid of the coach. Get rid of the quarterback."
well,
and
no,
then
we
the
can't.
other
get rid
side
of
of
the
it, I
coach.
know,
He's back.
but
he's back.
but
I can't-
people-
that's been decided.
that was why I laughed.
that's what I would be concerned about. Dweeberflus.
It's fine. Everything's gonna be fine. I still want Harbaugh, but yeah, that would be great. Would you think the Bears are gonna be good if they had Harbaugh?
Yes.
Okay, so then I'll fucking work on it. I'll figure out a way.
You can't do Dweeberflus again.
I said I was trusting. I said I was giving my mind, body, and soul over to Ryan Poles, and he decided we're doing Dweeberflus.
All right.
So there's nothing I can do.
It's a bad.
When you give your mind, body, and soul over to a GM, there's literally nothing that I will follow him to the depths of hell.
He should take a demotion.
Yeah, he's a good defensive coordinator.
He should say, you know what, being a head coach sucks. He clearly doesn't like being a head coach. He doesn't like. I think he likes coaching football as a head coach. I don't think he likes any of the extra stuff that goes along with it, because no sane person would like to do that. Like, talk to the media when you stink, try to dispel rumors about your coaches getting fired for HR reasons that you never disclose. Like, that part of being a head coach is the worst.
Yeah.
So he should just be like, you know what? Being a position coach is actually not that bad. I'm happy to do it. Let's just let somebody else come in and he'll be the cover guy for me.
I just want you're right. Everything you just said is correct, and especially if you just let him keep his parking space. He's probably got the best parking space.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, you get to keep it.
He doesn't have to
keep
worry
your
about
office.
Changing schools.
Yeah, Harbaugh doesn't even need an office.
Yeah.
The football field is his office.
That's right.
I just want the record to show whatever timestamp, you maybe even put it in the YouTube timestamp, that Hank really hurt my feelings. Okay. Jaguars, Panthers, you did. You hurt my feelings.
I'm sorry.
Really badly. I'm really excited about the Bears' future, and you just dumped cold water all over it and kicked me in the nuts.
Hurt people.
Yeah. Good point, PF.
And his team's
trying
not
to-
very good.
Yeah.
Our team's not very good.
I'm ungaslighting you. You're gaslighting him
No.
by letting him believe that this is all good, and I'm just trying to.
The Bears
temper
have
his
been good.
expectations.
They
I know,
have.
I know.
You just
What do you
haven't
want me
been
to
paying
say, Hank?
attention to football.
You don't watch
Can't
football.
win a bet.
True. I won.
You hate football.
Blake Corum touchdown.
You hate football. You like Tom Brady.
Facts.
Yes.
Okay.
That's a fact.
Last game before the game we want to get to, Jaguars 26, Panthers 0. This game, the story is, well, the Jaguars played well. Their defense woke up. It was against the Panthers offense, and Trevor Lawrence didn't play. Jaguars are now in a, if they win the AFC South. If they lose, they can still maybe get in, but they would need help. Can't really judge the Jaguars if they're back to being the early season Jaguars off a game against the Panthers. The big story is David Tepper is now officially, he's the new Dan Snyder. Because there was a video of him.
He's got about 20 years left of doing this type of stuff.
He's on the path.
Yeah, he's definitely on. He is the number one as the most.
He might be
likely
fast
successor.
tracking it.
He is.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he threw a drink at a fan, a Panthers fan, who was heckling him.
Mm-hmm.
Or sorry, was it Jaguars?
I think
fan?
it was Jaguars.
Jaguars fan.
We don't know what was said to him. We don't know what words were exchanged.
You know what? I don't really care what words are exchanged, because if you have over $1 billion, I don't think words should be able to hurt you to the point where you throw a drink at someone.
Yeah, I blame Taylor Swift. She was the one that started the whole alcohol and the sweets thing this season. And I think Tepper saw that and was like, oh, that's cool. I think that's a cool thing to do. All the popular celebrities are doing it. So he's up there with his drink. And there is actually a quote I looked up from Miss Swift. Sounds exactly like it describes the situation. I left you out there standing crestfallen on the landing, champagne problems.
Oh.
It sounds exactly what he was doing, was dumping some Veuve or some Moet.
Yeah.
It
David
was
Tepper, we support you if you come out and say that it was Taylor Swift's fault.
Yes,
We
100%.
will 100% support you and have your back.
So it's a bad look, bad thing to do, scumbag move,
I think it's like bad look doesn't even qualify. It's like it's the worst look you can have as an owner of an NFL franchise.
Yeah, listen, I'm not going to make excuses, but Tepper might have some of that affluenza. You remember that defense that kid gave a while ago?
Yeah.
He grew up wealthy, so he didn't know that drunk driving was a crime. He might have affluenza to the point where he's so rich that he cannot be held liable for anything that he does.
He doesn't realize that was a crime.
Yeah. I mean, say what you want about Dan Snyder, but he would never waste a glass of non-expired alcohol on a fan.
That's true. David Tepper, your problem is not that you threw – well, your problem is that you threw a drink at a fan, but your big problem is Mike Florio's on your ass now. So
Yep.
Mike Florio said throwing a drink onto paying customers violates the NFL's personal conduct policy. The NFL needs to make a swift and strong statement about Panthers owner David Tepper's behavior in Jacksonville. He's getting suspended.
He might get suspended, which is a very funny thing to do for an owner.
Yeah, but could you imagine that Panthers might become the most attractive job if David Tepper's no longer there to bother you?
100% it would.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think personally the response from Goodell should be not to take away the Panthers draft pick. That seems too harsh. I would move their draft pick down one slot.
Next year.
I think that's fair.
Fine. Next year you can. You can't take what's not yours.
But yeah, it was funny because he threw the drink and then he tossed the cup and then he walked away and he had his goons step in instead of standing on business and backing it up.
Yeah.
If he had gotten to a fight, like a fight that you see in the stands from that suite with the fan, I would have respected that more. But he like threw the drink and then walked away. It was a coward drink.
Yeah. David Tepper's so dumb, he might just like be like, well, he said something racist to me.
Yeah.
Like what?
Baldus.
Where's David Tepper? Yeah. What's David Tepper's nationality or ethnicity? Let's find this. Pittsburgh. He might have said something about Pittsburgh.
Yeah. He's one of those. I think there's like 4 owners in the NFL that used to be. Here's what it is. He was a minority owner of the Pittsburgh Steelers, so he considers himself to be a minority.
Minority, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I wish you were still a minority owner.
Yeah.
Drink
in your face.
Yeah. But this is
when I had dinner with his wife, she wasn't spilling any drinks, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
They were all finding a home.
I do know what you mean. It will be very interesting what happens though, because you can't. He really is the worst owner very quickly. It happened like so fast.
It's cartoonish. It's like Cruella de Vil stuff that he's doing. Which
he's one away from like kicking a kid, like a sick kid, or like stealing a kid's like candy.
Yeah. Taking candy from a baby, running over a dog, that sort of thing.
He might do all of these things. Yeah, like pushing a old lady in a wheelchair into oncoming traffic.
Yeah,
David Tepper could do any of these.
He is the worst. I still do love the story that he bought his former boss's mansion just to bulldoze it to the ground.
Yeah, I have a fucked up question.
Mm-hmm.
Is David Tepper the one guy in America right now who it wouldn't be the worst if he was on the Epstein thing, because then they wouldn't talk about the drink?
That's true.
It's like just bury the headline.
I'm trying to weigh the pros and cons. Of
like there's levels to fires, and he'd have to put out that fire before he puts out the drink.
Everyone would forget about it for sure.
Yeah. It would immediately his PR team would be focusing on a way bigger, different problem.
Yeah, I wonder if
so that one gets solved.
I wonder if there's going to be anybody in sports that gets caught up in that.
Whitlock.
Whitlock, he was going to be my Who's Back of the Week, but yeah.
Let's save that. I want you to tell the whole story.
It's the tweet of the year.
Yeah, it is. It's 2024 ratio of the year for sure. Okay, before we get to the game we want to talk about, we're sponsored by Stella Blue Coffee. Stella Blue Coffee, you see it behind me right here. It is delicious coffee. You can buy it on Amazon. You can buy it on StellaBlueCoffee.com. It's really good coffee. We have different flavors. I think still some holiday flavors left over. The butter cookie is delicious. The regular cookie it comes in everything: beans, grounds, cups. So you can buy it at StellaBlueCoffee.com. We give some of the money to Paws Chicago, where I adopted Stella from. So we give back to the dogs. If you're a dog lover, if you're a coffee lover, if you got kids, if you got to drink coffee all the time, I'm like at 4 or 5 cups a day. StellaBlueCoffee.com. Go check it out now. It's really, really good coffee. We drink it in the office all the time. I drink it every morning. So I believe in the coffee. StellaBlueCoffee.com. Go get it right now and get yourself some coffee. Help some dogs. Feel good about your life. StellaBlueCoffee.com. Okay. Cardinals 35. Eagles 31.
What? That's your cue.
Yeah.
And this is your show.
Okay, Cardinals
35.
Eagles 31.
31.
Are there any Philadelphia Eagles fans on this show?
Correct.
That's not an answer.
Pug?
Pug
Was at the game.
Pug was at the game.
Oh my God. Pug, what were your thoughts on the game? In 2 words or less.
Miserable.
One of them's Pug.
Miserable. So wait, I was gonna say, how do we know that was Pug?
So this was embarrassing for the Eagles. The fans are upset. They want everybody fired. I saw some people want Howie fired. Some people want Nick Sirianni fired. Turning on all your guys. Disappointed. Some are saying that maybe Jalen's not the guy anymore. People are upset at AJ. There's a lot of blame to go around.
Gilly banned the players from going out on New Year's Eve.
Banned them from going out to celebrate. You can't celebrate something like that. Max, from your perspective, as an Eagles fan, how much did this game make you want to not exist anymore?
No. There was a sense of relief.
A lot to know.
I stand by. I stand by that there was a sense of relief because now you just know this team is bad. There's no expectations at all going forward. It's like a kind of a weight lifted off your shoulder, because if they found a way to win that game late, you still would have been like, this team is really bad, but whatever, we won, and we're still in play for the 1 seed, blah, blah, blah. And now that they lost, it's like, this team's bad. This team is just legitimately bad, and there's no reason that they should win any playoff game rather than get the 1 seed.
Okay, so rank the things that are bad about this team right now. In your mind, what are the top 3 problems?
Coaching, number 1.
Yeah, Nick Sirianni. Remember we talked about this?
Yeah.
It's not so funny anymore.
Yeah, and that was the whole thing, is that there was never a moment of like Philly galvanizing or like everyone thought that Nick Sirianni was corny all the time, but it was like, oh, he's winning football games, so like we can handle the corniness, we can handle him doing the bullshit at the press conferences, wearing all of the whatever. But now that he's losing because of him or because of the coaching, is just an easy reason for Philadelphia to just latch on to how bad of a coach he is. An unlikable guy and piece of shit.
He's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
He's a piece of shit.
That seems personal. That goes beyond coaching.
He's a bad coach.
What about Big Dom?
Yeah,
because the
Big
Eagles
Dom
are now,
they're
0-4.
He's back
Wrong.
in 2 weeks, though.
We beat the Giants.
Oh, you beat the Giants. I forgot about that.
Beat the Giants.
You forgot about that yesterday, too.
I did, yeah.
You are since I hate when people are like, oh, this team won their week 7 Super Bowl, but since you beat the Chiefs and Nick Sirianni walked in the tunnel and said see ya and like held his crotch and did that whole thing, you guys are 2-4.
Yeah. Well, one of those was the Bills the next week, so it's really since the Bills.
You know what the worst is?
Since the Bills.
The worst is you thought you had such a big window, and now it seems like there might not be a window at all.
Yeah. I don't know. Paying the quarterback. You pay the quarterback, the window closes.
Yeah, so are you upset with the contract, or are you upset with Jalen?
I mean, I'm not upset with the contract. I'm upset with the team. Like, that's just how the NFL works right now. Good quarterbacks need that money, but then the team just isn't. Like the Chiefs. I don't think the Chiefs are going to win Super Bowl this year.
Scale 1 to 10 though.
But the Chiefs do have a home playoff game.
That's a good point.
And they won their division.
That's the first step about a home playoff game after what just happened at home yesterday.
But that's the first step. When you do the whole thing, you got to win your division.
Yeah.
Then you got to win a playoff game. The Chiefs did win their division.
I don't care about winning divisions.
Well, that's the first
we're
step.
not hanging banners
that's the
for
first
winning
step.
fucking divisions.
Are you only saying that because you're not winning your division?
No, I don't. No,
I think they quite literally put up the banners for winning divisions.
That's definitely like in every
There's
sport.
no. Maybe they put
division
like,
champs with the years.
Yeah, with the years.
That's
but you're
a banner.
not. But
That's
a banner.
No. You know what the fuck? See, you guys always do this. You know what the fuck I'm saying? Like the actual banner.
they literally hang a banner.
No,
they do.
No.
Have you been to a sports stadium?
The banner is like what the Colts did when they made it to that is the fucking banner. It's a standalone fucking banner. Putting the year under like there's 25 different years on there. There's not like banner night for like putting the year on a banner that already fucking exists. That's not the banner.
You're talking about banner night.
You all know what the fucking banner is. No one fucking cares.
Is there a banner though flying there?
Actually, I'm looking right now. I'm seeing 2019 NFC East Division champions, 2013 NFC East Division champions.
Right next to the Super Bowl banner.
There's individual banners.
Oh no!
All right, fine. Whatever. No one gives a fuck about winning the division.
Well, no, the banners, but there's banners.
I'm looking at multiple.
It also means you get a
right
home
now.
playoff game.
Yeah, you get a home playoff game. So talk me through that last drive.
Max definitely went on the show being like, I'm not going to get worked up. They're going to try to get me worked up.
And then he's like, we don't hang banners. That last drive was pretty bad, Max.
Quarterback run, -4 yards. Quarterback run, -6 yards. Timeout with 4 minutes to go. Bubble screen. What the fuck is that?
It was bad.
How is that winning football? How is it? How does that happen?
Max, scale 1 to 10, though. How confident are you still that Jalen Hurts is the guy?
Jalen Hurts played a good football game.
You didn't answer the question.
Jalen Hurts is the guy.
Crucial drive. He lost 10 yards combined in 2 plays.
It's fucking play calling. There was nowhere for him.
I have a special guest.
Swift.
I
DeAndre Swift.
Special
there
guest
was
I'd like
one.
to bring on.
What?
It's actually Max from right after the game. He sent us a personal video. So let's make sure this gets on the podcast.
Today's December 31st. This is your extended cameo. Philadelphia Eagles may as well be the worst team in the NFL this year. Their offense is putrid. Well, the offense actually played pretty well today. Jalen Hurts has got to be better decision-making. That last drive where you have to go win the football game, you have to make better plays to finish a drive and put 7 points on the board. If there's a quarterback run to the right, the fact that you think that you can reverse fields and lose 7 yards is one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen.
It sounds like you don't think he's the guy.
Yeah. You're having doubts.
No, I'm not. Jalen Hurts played it. Look at his game. He had a good game yesterday.
How's the Matt Patricia
He didn't
thing
get
going?
the ball. Matt Patricia is bad. The defense is just bad. There's nothing you can do.
So back to my question that you didn't answer on Friday, and I had memes answer. How do you feel knowing that your season is going to end tragically, and there's nothing you can do about it?
It ended tragically yesterday.
Oh, it's over.
Yesterday was the tragic ending.
So will you be watching the playoff game?
Yeah, playing spoiler.
In the playoffs.
What if you win the playoff game? Then,
well, then
then
he's
what
spoiled.
happens?
Then they're spoiled.
No, but what happens?
Then they just go to the next spoil.
What if you win the
Spoil
Super Bowl?
tour 2024.
They're just trying to spoil everyone.
Jake was very helpful. He sent over a tweet from the Philadelphia Eagles here. It is a tweet from
July
24th of 2020. It says, "It's been a banner day.
Shut the fuck up,
Fly
Jake.
Eagles fly," and it's the banner hanging day that they're celebrating.
That's
It
cool.
was during COVID, so they were
Yeah, COVID's
respectful of.
bullshit.
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck about winning divisions? Who gives a fuck about winning divisions?
It's important.
It's not
Your
important.
team does.
Winning Super Bowls is important.
Hey, credit to Jonathan Gannon, by the way, for keeping the Cardinals playing. You know, they're frisky.
Yeah,
They're playing teams tough.
seemed a little personal.
Players
to
are
Where did
playing
he
hard
come
for
from?
him.
I hate this show.
What did you call him earlier, Nick Sirianni? He's a coordinator merchant.
Yeah. I mean, Shane Steichen must have been the head coach last year.
So, do you think there's a chance Nick Sirianni gets fired?
Like more so than not, I think there's a chance. he gets
Whoa,
fired.
Even if they make the playoffs.
that would be the.
Well, they
And
already
spoil
made the playoffs.
so they make the playoffs and they spoil somebody in the playoffs.
If they lose in the first round,
that's where the
gone.
line is.
Gone.
Okay.
Holy shit! What a fall from grace
Yeah.
that would be.
I don't know what he does. I don't know. Like Shane Steichen going on and doing what he's doing, and then the offense looking what it is without him is insane. Like he has to be gone. He's so bad. He has to be gone.
And Howie,
Howie's fine.
okay, but didn't get any linebackers.
Linebackers are atrociously bad. He tried. I like Shaq Leonard. I don't mind throwing a dart and giving it a chance, but he's bad. Nick Morrow is a joke out there. I mean, our two linebackers must run 40s that are over a 5.5. They suck. And Damn. Shut up, Hank.
I feel bad for you.
I agree with you. Hank's being a little bitch today, Max. We can agree on that.
Yeah.
We can agree on that. I'm sad for you.
No, you're not. I
am.
I hate when you guys lie.
No, I'm not lying. Because I didn't want you to, like, you have given up. So it's not, the pain is not there anymore. Like, we didn't get to see it. I wish we had been together for the Cardinals-Eagles game. We're getting robbed of that because the playoffs are going to come, and when you lose in the playoffs, you're going to be like, I knew they were going to lose in the playoffs. They stink.
Correct.
So we've been wrong. So I am sad for you.
You're sad for you.
I'm sad for you, too.
You're sad for you.
No, but I'm sad for you because I wanted your sadness to be more around us.
I'm sad for the listeners.
Yeah.
It's a dark day. I think you'll figure out a way to get back up for them.
Yeah. What if they beat the Giants by like 20?
They're dead.
If they
The
all right, so
team is
we
bad.
now and Max will say we're not being honest. I think Hank, PFT, and we need to root for the Eagles to win a playoff game because that will get them back. Right?
Mm-hmm. So
if he plays, if you win
the Cowboys,
if you win a playoff
It
game,
depends how they win.
okay.
You
So
go
he's
to-
already a little back. He's already a little back.
you go on the road to Tampa Bay, maybe.
He's already a little back, folks.
You beat Tampa Bay
You
in
smush him.
convincing fashion.
Smush him.
That
shut them out.
it would take 3 score. It would take 3 score first round playoff win for me to be back, and then I'm fully back.
You're telling me you wouldn't get up for a game against the Cowboys?
I would get up, but we would lose. Going to Dallas, the defense
That's loser talk.
the
It's a
defense
divisional
is a
round game.
bunch
The
of
division is
losers.
important.
What do you mean it's important? Yeah, playing spoiler.
Yeah, you could spoil the Cowboys
Yeah,
Yeah.
in the
Spoiler.
second round of
First
the playoffs.
ever spoiler in a playoff.
yeah.
You spoil the Cowboys, then you go to the NFC Championship game.
Well, it would probably be against It would probably be against the Niners. You have to go
Yeah.
unless the Lions
Unless
or the
there's an
Cowboys
upset,
lose,
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm
What?
happy. Actually, no, you're not.
You're happy?
No,
I'm
I'm
not
rooting
happy.
for you. I'm rooting for you to win a playoff game. Hank,
Yeah, same.
I'm in.
PFT, yeah,
Yeah.
we're all rooting for you to win a playoff.
I want to see you happy before I see you sad.
Right, exactly. We need to get you back up before we can tear you down again. You got torn down when we were all on vacation. We didn't get our fill. The Maxawana, we didn't get to smoke it.
Yeah, I don't know what you want me to say.
When he was just like, I hate this show. He's down bad. I thought the Eagles were going to win that game convincingly. They were up.
Yeah, well, they actually the Cardinals had the ball for 2/3 of the game.
Yeah.
They kind of controlled the clock. Also, Max, did you know that the Eagles are 30th in the NFL on third down defense?
Yeah, it sounds about right.
Like almost the worst.
I saw someone write an article, Max, that said that was the worst Eagles loss in the last 10 years.
Yeah, sure.
You think that?
I mean,
What about the Super Bowl?
Super Bowl.
yeah, but that's different. Like they played well in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
This is a stat that 28 days ago, the
This is a
Eagles
good
were
one.
10-1. Jalen Hurts was the clear MVP favorite.
Oh, no.
They had the number 1 rush defense in the NFL,
Oh, man.
number 6 overall defense, number 4 passing offense, and
Your
number
foot
4
wasn't hurt?
rushing offense.
Yeah.
Oh,
Put that on a banner.
that's
28
a banner.
days ago.
That's a banner.
It's not a
28
banner.
days ago?
I'm just wondering, how does everything change so
It is pretty crazy how fast they have fallen to a point where now you're talking about firing this coach who went to a Super Bowl last year and was 28 days ago. Say it again.
I can't read it all again.
Okay.
No, just do it one more time. I talked over you for part of it. I'm sorry.
Eagles were 10-1. Jalen Hurts was a clear MVP favorite. Number 1 rush defense in the NFL. Number 6 overall defense. Number 4 passing offense. Number 4 rushing offense.
That team's good.
What happened? What happened 28
The
days
gauntlet.
ago?
I told you the gauntlet
No,
was coming.
this was in the middle of the gauntlet.
Yeah, I know. The gauntlet.
But
The gauntlet got you.
that you could say that before the gauntlet, but this was in the gauntlet.
Right. No, I said that before the gauntlet. I said the gauntlet's going to get you. And it did.
But the end of the gauntlet got us.
Yeah. You got tired from the
The
gauntlet.
Cardinals are part of the gauntlet.
The gauntlet's still going on.
And we lost to the fucking Jets.
Then you got the gauntlet next week with the Giants.
That Jets win isn't looking as good, memes.
No.
If we're playing BCS. It's crazy the Cardinals could finish with 4 wins, and depending on how Week 18 goes, 3 out of 4 of the wins are going to be against playoff teams.
Yeah.
They beat the Steelers, Cowboys, and the Eagles.
That's awesome if you're Gannon.
Yeah.
You can point at that and
You
be
can
like,
build on that.
Yeah, he's kind of I'd say the Cardinals might be not like the Lions of last year,
No.
but they're feisty.
They've only won 4 games. Okay. Speaking of Steelers 30, Seahawks 23, Mike Tomlin, 17 straight years going over 500. This guy, he gets to his 9th win. It's incredible. I know Steelers fans are like not the happiest with Mike Tomlin right now because they judge it in Pittsburgh. They judge it by rings. They're not hanging banners
No,
for winning
like a
AFC
division.
North, right? So they judge it by rings, and they haven't been to the Super Bowl in 13 years. But for everyone else in the NFL who roots for bad franchises, that's an insane stat.
Yeah, it's our dream. I would love that so much if I were a Steelers fan. But their defense, their pass rush is awesome. No matter what else you can say about the team, Tomlin's put together a good defense. They've got some stuff to be excited about there, and Mason Rudolph is not bad. So Mason Rudolph, Tomlin announced earlier today, if Kenny's ready to go, they're staying with Mason.
Ooh.
So they're going to ride the hot hand.
And, I mean,
The Steelers might be getting hot at the right time.
yeah. And also, Mason Rudolph realizes that George Pickens is really good in throwing the ball.
Mm-hmm. It also limits the crazy outbursts if you just keep him happy.
Right. He's the Steelers have turned around to they're playing good ball. Najee Harris, you see that stiff arm?
Yeah, they're sick.
Little boyed him.
Yeah.
Big time.
You little
boyed him.
small.
And the Seahawks are I feel like they have to hit another reset button.
They've kind of been delaying the reset button because the quarterback situation. I don't think they truly believe that Geno's the long-term answer, right?
No, the contract they gave him shows that they don't
They
think that.
don't, so they're probably going to address that at some point soon. But the rest of the team's really good.
I know they have so many guys. It's like,
Yeah.
and they just this season just kind of got away from them.
If they had a really good quarterback, the Seahawks would be a contender.
Should we blame the stadium? Should we blame the fans?
Sure.
You couldn't go in Seattle and win a game there.
They're more
for a long
focused
time.
on Huskies games this year.
Yeah.
You can't have both.
I'd agree. Okay. Wrapping up, Broncos 16, Chargers 6. Broncos eliminated.
Yep, they're done. And more news has trickled out about the Russell Wilson situation where they're actually filing a grievance. They did file a grievance with the NFLPA when they told Russ back after they beat the Chiefs, you have to change your contract or else you're going to get benched. And now Russ, he's in this weird position where he does have the people are rooting for Russ.
Yeah, no, I felt bad for him when I saw that press conference.
Yeah.
It's like they told me that they were going to bench me if I didn't change my whole contract. We were winning game. We had just beaten the Chiefs.
Yeah, so it's weird timing. I also don't I imagine that this sort of thing happens a lot in the NFL. We just don't hear about it, and they probably don't tell the players straight up.
Right.
Like, hey, you need to take this much less money.
Right.
Or else we're just going to bench you for a while. So I think it happens a lot. The fact that it happened to Russ feels like there's probably some other owners and GMs out there that are pissed off that this news got out.
Yes.
Because this is kind of
yes.
We had a pretty good thing going until George Patton had to talk to Russ Wilson about it, and then he gets on the phone with his agent, and now it's a big news story.
Yes, I'd agree with you on that. And as for this game, yeah, Jarrett Stidham, good job.
Yeah, this game stunk.
Yeah, this game stunk. Last one, Chiefs-Bengals. Chiefs 25, Bengals 17. Credit to us. We were the first to tell you that the Chiefs were going to win the AFC West.
Mm-hmm.
They just won their 8th straight AFC West title.
I think we said that in December of last year.
Yeah. You know what?
They would do that again. Congratulations to the Chiefs for winning the 2024 AFC
Yeah,
West.
let's do it.
Good job, guys.
Congrats. 9 straight.
Do you
What an
want a
accomplishment.
preseason reminder?
No, we just
did it. That's our reminder.
We just said it.
Okay.
We just said they won the AFC West next year.
They're going to do it.
Yeah.
They already did it.
Yeah, they just did it. We just congratulated them.
I have a take about the Chiefs.
Yeah.
I think they might be dangerous.
Oh.
Because I think that this is the one time where the Chiefs actually have the nobody believes in us card that they can play.
That's a fact.
And they try to play it all the time. Remember when Travis Kelce was like, nobody believes in us because the mayor of Cincinnati said he thought the Bengals were going to win? They will dig through the trash. They will go through a dumpster to find disrespect. Now the entire world is talking shit about them.
I mean, I've always thought they're dangerous because it's Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, also that.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. Like I've wanted to count out the Chiefs a million times and be like, no chance they could win the Super Bowl, but it's Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. I
so
think
that part makes it so that they could always win the Super Bowl.
I think they're very scary in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean they won this game with defense in in the second half. They completely shut down the Bengals and kicking. They kicked 6 straight field goals.
Yeah,
to win by 8.
And at some point, they have to find a receiver. At some point, it's got to happen.
Yeah, and also special teams. Did you see Richie James return a punt from the end zone? That was special.
Yep,
that was very special. Yeah, they have a lot of bad things, but they have Patrick Mahomes and a defense that can bow up.
And I get the feeling like they're going to be ready to go in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Did you see Jamar Chase get into it with Snead?
Yeah.
Said he wouldn't fight him.
He got locked up.
Yeah. He said check the stats. Needs to check the stats.
I also love the name Legarius.
Almost as good as we should have mentioned it. Little Jordan?
Little Jordan Humphrey, yeah.
Jordan Humphrey did score a touchdown.
Yep, great name.
But yeah, I like that the Bengals and Chiefs hate each other.
I would like to see the Chiefs just run the ball. Like, convert your offense into being old school smash mouth.
I got 2 words that are a problem.
Pacheco.
Yeah.
Just let him stomp people out.
So I got 2 words that are a problem for that. Andy Reid.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Well, does Matt Nagy like to run the ball?
Jet sweeps.
Okay, that's a start. That's a start. It would just be interesting to see with that defense that they have.
Yeah.
Like, play ball control football and then let Patrick Mahomes handle a deep throw every now and then. Take a shot.
Yeah. Have Tony drop a deep throw just to keep the defense honest.
Yeah.
No, Patrick Mahomes, I'll never count out Patrick Mahomes.
Mm-hmm.
He's the new Tom Brady in that respect.
Don't
count him out.
I don't think that Tony even played this weekend, which was nice. That might
you might be right. He might not have
that
played.
might be the key.
Yeah.
Addition by subtraction.
I saw a funny meme. It was like Kadarius Toney needs 3 more drops to get a $100,000 bonus. It's pretty good.
I like that.
I love Week 18 when everyone's tries to figure out they've hacked gambling because this very public thing about incentives.
Yeah.
It's like they still have to play. Still have to do it.
But sometimes you can get a beat on a guy that a coordinator or a quarterback likes.
Yeah.
Like he's going to get 5 catches.
True. Okay, last game. Packers 33, Vikings 10. The Packers just kicked the shit out of the Vikings. Jordan Love looked awesome. I still don't understand why they started Jaren Hall.
I don't really get it either, but I guess they want to evaluate.
In a must-win game, like I know Nick Mullins threw 4 interceptions, but Nick Mullins can at least maybe get into a shootout and win you a game.
Yeah, I think this was a case of this has kind of happened with the Vikings and their backup situation all year, where some guy will be hot for a second, and so their coach is like, I want to just magically figure out which guy is going to be hot this weekend. I'm getting a good feeling about Jaren Hall. He'll be hot, lightning in a bottle. He chose the wrong guy.
Yeah, didn't work. But yeah, Jordan Love looked incredible. Jordan Love also, there was a lot of insult stats going around that he has more touchdowns than any Bear in the history of the franchise. Might I remind you, it's an 18-week season now.
Mm-hmm.
So 17 games, not that impressive.
Yep, good point.
Yep. So keep throwing that stat around, and I'll keep saying 17 games. Anyone can do it in 17 games.
Kirk Cousins was also in the crowd with his shirt off.
Yeah.
That was interesting. Didn't really work. That's probably why they got their shit kicked out.
Is Kirk Cousins going to come back?
I think I would guess that he's going to come back to the Vikings.
I do too. I think that's what's going to happen.
Because he's a family guy. He probably doesn't spend any of his money that he's getting.
Nope.
He'd probably be okay with taking a pay cut just to avoid the nuisance of having to move your family to a new city.
Right.
That's the vibe I get from Kirk.
Right.
He has to get find a new Kohl's to go shop at.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff.
I mean, you've seen what's happened this year. It's kind of like a ringing endorsement of Kirk Cousins because you had a team that couldn't figure out the quarterback situation and Kirk Cousins' consistency.
Yep.
Yeah. So Kirk Cousins back to the Vikings. We're announcing that right now. Okay. Anything else? Week 18. Let's just look at the schedule real quick. There is some fun playoff seeding. There's a lot of teams that don't have to play for anything. That Bills-Dolphins thing is going to be awesome to watch on Sunday Night Football. We have a playoff game on Saturday night, Texans versus Colts. It's a win and get in. And then other than that, I think it's like a lot of teams are locked in their seats.
I've got one more stat. This is kind of an insult stat, but more of a pro Joe Flacco stat.
Okay.
Joe Flacco has one more touchdown to tie Deshaun Watson for most touchdowns thrown, or to tie Deshaun Watson for amount of touchdowns thrown as a Brown.
Wow.
Thought that was interesting.
That is an interesting stat.
They have a decision to make.
Who do you think is going to be in the playoffs if we fast forward to next Sunday night? Do you think it's going to be the Bills?
I think it's going to be the Bills.
And then the Texans?
Let me do the playoff machine real quick.
Oh, you think Colts? I kind of feeling the Colts too. That game's in Indianapolis.
We need to give away tickets. Huge game.
Yeah, huge
Saturday
game.
night if you have
Huge
any ideas.
game.
We do. I also told our guy over there that we might go to a playoff game if they host one.
I think I said that. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
a mistake. That was a mistake.
I think what we're going to be looking at here is the Bills
Yeah.
The Chiefs, obviously.
Yeah.
I also think the Colts.
Yeah.
The Browns.
You think the Jaguars might lose?
I think the Jaguars might lose.
So the Jaguars would be potentially out if the Steelers ended up winning?
I'm doing the math right now. If the Steelers win, it would be the Steelers as the 7 seed, Jaguars out.
Yeah.
And we'd have the Browns at the Colts.
Wow.
Yeah.
AFC is muddled. And then the NFC, I think it's probably going to be 49ers, Cowboys, Lions, Bucs in order, Eagles, Rams, and then the Seahawks because the Bears are going to beat the Packers.
That's so much harder.
What?
The NFC than AFC.
You think so?
Yeah.
What about the dangerous? What about the Browns, the Bills, the Chiefs, the Ravens? Those are all good teams. I feel like the NFC is trending down. I actually think the Lions are now like, why aren't the Lions the second best team in the NFC?
Yeah, but they lost the Cowboys.
Yeah, it's true. They did. Either way, I'm very excited.
I actually think that the Cardinals might beat the Seahawks.
Cardinals if the Cardinals beat the Seahawks, they should be in.
That would
Should
make
take the Eagles spot.
the Saints getting into the playoffs against Dallas.
They should just make one random game week 18 win and get in. Just that has no, it has no reason to be win and get in.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Broncos and the Raiders win and get in.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, why not? Just throw in an extra playoff spot. Okay, let's wrap up. We got Who's Back of the Week. It is the Roback question, RHOBACK.com. Promo code TAKE, 20% off your first purchase, Roback.com. Promo code TAKE, 20% off. Go right now. Q-zips, polos, hoodies, joggers, shorts, fleeces, everything, Roback.com. Henry, Who's Back of the Week? First of all, great to see you.
Great to see you guys.
Missed you this week. How was your week off?
My week off was delightful. Spent some time with some family. Spent some time with some friends.
Oh, that's great.
It was
Living
very
a fulfilled life.
very relaxing.
Play any golf?
Did play some golf.
Nice.
Saw some music. Went on Bourbon Street.
Saw it or
music.
listened to it?
What were you on?
Listened to it.
Oh,
Saw
you
it.
felt the music?
Well, you see music when you watch it, right?
If
Well,
you're
you hear it.
maybe under the influence of something.
Yeah, I guess I watched music. I listened to music live. Watched it with my eyes.
Got it.
And saw
enjoyed
some
it.
shit?
I felt it. Yeah,
Okay.
I felt the music.
Nice.
Um,
You seem like you're actually in pretty good shape for being in New Orleans with a bunch of friends.
How old was the music?
what?
Just curious if you felt the music.
What?
Just curious. Okay, no, go on.
Yeah, I feel good. I do vacations as much as shit as you give. It's very nice when you have a fun one and then you come back and you feel rejuvenated and excited to be back, which I
Yeah.
am. Dry
Okay.
January.
Actually,
Yeah, I'm not gonna do anything until the stand-up show.
Max and I are going to lift.
I'll be lifting as well. I'll be working out. I need something to talk about. I need to clear my mind. PFT.
Yeah, Hank, today is January 1st. It's actually January 2nd right now. I noticed that you walked into the gambling cave with 2 beers today.
Yes,
Oh.
I did walk in with a Coors Light. That was for a video of a vlog. I had 1 beer.
Okay, so
Okay.
not
But
dry January.
That was like there's a huge difference between drinking a beer because you're doing a work thing and getting drunk.
Yeah, no, you're doing pretty much dry January.
So you're saying like entertaining clients.
Entertaining clients, yeah. Like if there is a home Dallas playoff game, I might undry that weekend.
you might get wet that weekend?
Yeah. My Who's Back of the Week is
Wait, are you going to do you have your Dak jersey still?
I think Shane has it. I also
need you
have
to go all
I have
Cowboys.
I have gear coming. I have a
good.
ton. My Who's Back of the Week is Conor McGregor.
Oh, what do you do?
He is
This could
fighting-
always be bad.
He's fighting again in June, 185.
Oh, big boy.
I forgot the name of the guy he's fighting.
Doesn't matter. He's going to kill him.
Is it Colby?
There's only one Conor McGregor.
Michael Chandler.
Okay.
Oh,
Michael
no.
Chandler,
We
Colby
like
Covington.
Michael
Michael
Chandler and
No, we like
June
Michael
29th.
Chandler. All right, we're rooting for Michael Chandler.
What?
I think he's like a Barstool guy, and I think he's friends with the Bussin' Boys. I think we're Michael Chandler.
I have no issue with.
All right, I'm rooting for
with
Michael Chandler.
Chandler, but McGregor winning is the best.
Okay. I am rooting for Michael Chandler because he will 100% be at Beer Olympics when we're competing PFT. So we should root for Michael Chandler.
Just in case. Same reason why we root for Marvin Harrison Jr. all the time.
Yep. Michael Chandler, we're big fans of you.
McGregor, I'm a big fan of you.
Okay. Will you be at Beer Olympics? Yeah, you should come now, actually.
That's Hank Lockwood that
Hank,
said that.
Hank will do the video.
So how heavy is McGregor normally?
This is
185 seems like a lot because he's a small dude.
He's a big dude. He's looking chonk. Huge.
I love it when fighters do that at the end of their career. They step up in weight class just because they're out of shape.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. Okay, PFT, your who's back?
My who's back of the week, I have two, if that's okay. First one is Mickey Mouse.
Oh, yeah.
Mickey Mouse is back because the original Mickey Mouse, Steamboat Willie, just entered the public domain, meaning anybody can now use that version of Mickey Mouse in designs.
So we should make a T-shirt.
We should make Part of My Take Mickey Mouse shirts.
Yeah.
How about that? Can we do that?
Yeah.
Steamboat Willie, Part of My Take shirts.
Shane, get on that.
Love it.
There's no A's in Mickey Mouse, so you're good.
My other who's back of the week is Jason Whitlock. Jason Whitlock's back, friend of the program. He tweeted out today, he was looking at the ESPN.com website, doing some research on what the NFL standings were, and he took a picture of the screen with his phone. He said, I'm looking at standings on ESPN.com. This is the ad running above the standings. How is this possible? Appropriate? The ad in question was a card that said, balls deep inside of me is a great way to spend your birthday. A nice, fun little birthday card. As many people have pointed out, those ads are based on your search history. They're cookies, something that Jason Whitlock is intimately familiar with.
Wasn't there more on the description of like what? It was like great gifts for your boyfriend or your partner.
It's a one-pack, funny, happy birthday, him, husband, boyfriend, birthday gifts, decorations. That's what the rest of it is cut off, and it's got the Shop Now button right on there. So the internet has very politely answered his question about how it's possible, but Jason Whitlock has yet to tweet about any sort of reaction to the advice he's been getting.
Ooh, okay.
Just remember, clear that browsing history, Jason.
Yeah, I love when that happens. That's an old school thing. Like that hasn't happened in a long time. I remember when Google Ads first came on the scene, people would do that in like the Barstool comment section and just out themselves for like looking at dildos and shit.
There was somebody tweeted out a screenshot of like a gay cruise.
Yeah.
I forget what that was. Like tickets to go on a gay cruise. He's like, why am I being served this ad? Who was that guy?
That was like a politics guy.
I saw a nude cruise when I was in Mexico a couple of years ago. It was wild. It's just everyone was naked.
It's never the people that you want to see naked.
There's a lot of Germans.
Yeah.
And they were just like, I don't know how I don't understand how you go on a nude cruise and you're not like just rock hard.
Just all banging each other all the
Yeah,
time?
just be rock hard and it'd be kind of awkward. Like none of the dudes were like rock hard and there were like chicks grinding on them and stuff.
Yeah. I was on a train one time in Spain and we were going by a beach, and then on the beach there was just a giant brown tarp that was probably like 100 feet wide, and there were about 60 people just standing naked on it looking at each other.
Ooh.
Not doing anything. Just standing there like, we're naked.
Oh.
This is us. Nudist? I would interview a nudist on the show.
Yeah. Nude.
Nude.
Have to be nude. Yeah.
That'd be hilarious.
Yeah, and we'll sit right next to Hank.
Yeah.
All right. That's a summer thing we should do.
Like it. Yeah.
Definitely. Like what's it like being nude all the time?
Breaking nudes.
Yeah.
New segment.
Why not? All right. My who's back of the week is a certain Jake, do you have a pancake update?
I'm awaiting on one.
From
No, not from week 16. I'm waiting on that too.
Wait, what do you mean you're waiting on one?
I'm waiting on two.
Oh, you're waiting on.
We're 2 weeks behind on the
Okay.
update. Yeah.
That's very important. But speaking of a player that I had to drop recently in our baseball draft, Wander Franco is back in the news because I think he's like running from the law, I believe.
Okay.
He might have shown up to court in his home country, but I bring it up because there's a guy who tweeted, Greg Ehrenberg said, 2 years ago, my brother won a Topps redemption for a random piece of MLB memorabilia from an all-star player. Yesterday, it finally came in the mail. They sent him a pair of pants used by Wander Franco. I'm actually nervous this could be a piece of evidence.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely a piece of evidence.
I also, when I saw this tweet, I immediately was like, Ravel's definitely going to try to own this.
Yeah, he's going to own those pants for
He's
sure.
got to own this. How much Wander Franco memorabilia do you think he has?
At least one piece.
Yeah. How much post the news that he might be a pedophile.
Is it worth more if it has DNA on it?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, probably to Ravel.
But yes, definitely to Ravel. 2 years waiting, and that's what you get.
I'm gonna get the semen authenticated.
That's a good job by the MLB. Really on top of it.
The lawyer definitely had all his pants and was like,
We need to get rid of
need
these. Yes, definitely. All right, Jake, finish us off.
Happy New Year, guys.
Happy New Year, Jake.
My who's back of the week is outdoor hockey. We had the Winter Classic.
Oh, yeah.
And Big Cat, you and Blooper are not the only Barstool employee versus mascot rivalry.
I saw this,
because our friend Biz beat up the Seattle Kraken's Bowie.
He hit him with a microphone.
Yeah. So
Good
shout
for
out
Biz.
Put him in
Fight
his place.
back.
Yeah.
Mascots can't
Imagine
get
a
away with
tag
this.
team match, you and Biz against Bowie and Blooper.
I mean, Blooper would.
You guys would
I would
crush
fuck
them.
Blooper up
Yeah, you
so
guys would
bad.
destroy them.
Max, is this a way for us to get our friendship back together?
What? Just hating Blooper?
Yeah. We hate Blooper.
Yeah.
Max, also Nova basketball. Good.
Yeah, they're probably going to lose. They got a couple cupcakes on the schedule coming up. They're going to lose. Bad fashion.
Our boy is down so bad.
You got to get him excited
just late.
about
It's
something.
late.
Yeah, but those teams
It's
are
late.
from Philly.
It is late, but still.
Everybody be nice to Max when you're listening to this because he had to stay up very late and then all of his teams suck. So don't complain about the button being pressed.
And he hates this show.
I'm sorry for yelling into the mic. I was
That's
just about
all
to
right.
tweet that.
We wanted passion. We got passion. I mean, we didn't.
I wasn't planning on
I
it.
never thought that it would come up with the banners
Yeah.
that you. That's your history.
We don't hang banners.
We don't hang banners.
Yeah, that was dumb. I'm sorry for yelling.
You don't celebrate banners. You personally don't recognize.
No, I
Correct.
personally don't give a fuck
Yeah.
about divisional banners.
They should take the banners down.
They should.
Then why do you hate Dallas so much?
I like beating Dallas
Yeah.
because I don't like them.
They play in your division, and
They
you're
do.
playing for a division title.
Yeah, you're playing for a lot of things, I guess.
Yeah.
Wait, would this continue the streak in the NFC East of not having a repeat
Yes,
division champion
yes.
going back to what, 2006?
It's crazy.
So, yeah, it's great.
NFC Beast beat each other up.
Beat the fuck out of each other. Okay, good show. Reminder: we have a show on Friday because it's a weird schedule this week, and then we'll be back to Monday, Wednesday, Friday. All right, and I think we're gonna have a very special guest on Friday. We have a couple of very special guests coming up. Oh, one hiccup. All right, numbers.
40.
8. I think he
18.
hiccups when he gets sad.
Yeah,
20.
I'm rooting for you here, Max.
I'm rooting for Pug.
71.
53.
Same, I'm with Pug.
3.
I'm rooting for Pug.
Shane. 10.
Why are you going to root for Pug, Max?
All right, I'm sorry.
It's Pug, dude.
I'm rooting for
Yeah, but
Max.
he's never going to get it if Max roots for
Wow.
95. 95. 95.
Love you guys.